Oh, he actually. What? Oh, dude, no. Okay, that's. You can finish the game in less than 10 minutes? Generic intro into that goes me. We're back with another Caddicarus video. Today we're doing the legendary world of Spyro games. And I don't know anything about Spyro. I've never played a Spyro game. This is going to be a long video, so buckle up and let's go ahead and jump on into it.
This video has been sponsored by
your mum. Hi, Jim.
Oh, really?
Hi, Jim. I'm Jim. No, you're not.
I'm not.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's okay. We all make mistakes. Like that one time I set fire to that school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty
I
big
know.
mistake.
I thought it was a wasp's nest.
I got some news for you.
Understandable.
Oh, yeah? Don't care.
No, I really think you need to hear this news.
Shut up. You're a news.
Oh, come
Also,
on,
this video
stop
is the
being such a
longest
baby.
Caddicarus video I've done.
It'll only take 5 seconds, I promise.
I want compy.
Excuse me?
What?
Compy. I want compy.
I swear to God I'm gonna go.
Give me compy.
Okay, fine.
What?
You want compy?
Spawns?
I'll go and get you.
Where's
damn
spawns?
compy. What is it with you and your compy? There. Here you go. There's your compy.
That's
You
supposed to be
happy
a
now?
crumpet?
Yes, I've had enough. I'm off.
What
Thank
was
you for
that?
Compy.
You're not welcome.
What is that?
By the way, you just hit 1 million subscribers, so...
This was the 1,000,000 subscriber special? That's nuts. These past videos were done before he hit 1,000,000.
Oh my god!
I'm over here. Look over here.
How did he get those to stay? Must be the angle.
Oh!
So yeah, you know, I agree. Shadow the Hedgehog, not the worst Sonic game. That's
Oh, what? Oh.
Guys, I just hit 1 million subscribers!
Also, that's exactly how I expect him to dress. Who are you?
1 million subscribers.
That's
what
crazy.
What the hell is that about? Thank you so much, everyone. But also, what the hell is wrong with you? That is a number that I never thought I would
subscribed to
ever
him.
reach in my lifetime on YouTube.
I didn't think I'd
And
hit
it's a bit
100,000,
too special to not
which is
dedicate
nuts.
a full video towards celebrating. But what shall I do a video on? It's
Spyro.
gotta be important.
Something
It's gotta be
I've
grand.
never played and know
It's
nothing
gotta
about.
say, I've reached 1 million subscribers.
I'm starting Crash
What should
Bandicoot
it
3
be?
tomorrow, though. The VOD should be up on Tuesday.
I've already made the video and I don't know. So I will go to America right now and ask
Oh.
all of my friends.
Really? Up. That's a plane. Oh, is he in first class? Okay. Is that first class or is that business? I don't know. I've only ever flown coach on, like, Spirit Airlines and Frontier. I don't think I've ever actually been on a Boeing plane.
Right guys, for this video, I want to cover every single Spyro
Either.
game known to existence on every portable and main console. Is that a good idea?
Oh. I think the dude with the big beard, him. Is that the completionist? Or...
Oh no, look who it is. It's him. It's Simon, the door. Yes, of course I was going to talk
I was
about
gonna say
Spyro
it's
when
the
I hit
MSI.
1 million subs. I've only been promising that since your Labrador
slogan.
was born.
Or
It's dead now.
oh no.
There is a reason I've avoided everything to do with Spyro up until now, though, because
Why?
he's easily the most requested thing I've ever had to talk about on my channel ever since I started
Why?
it. So for the sake of saving it for something special, I
Million
always
subscribers
told
pretty
myself,
special.
not yet, Purple Prince. I'll save you for 1 million.
Yeah,
So
that's
come on,
really
you
tough to do as a
blokes,
YouTuber.
Let's get him out. Spyro, it's finally
Like, when people
time.
want me to start reacting to a YouTuber and then, like, I'm like,
Save
let
money
me wait.
on my mum's hip replacement.
And let's be honest, everybody loves Spyro. That's why he was so requested. Who doesn't love him? You do, don't you, Izzy?
Jesus.
What's all the Garfields?
Exactly. The thing is, though, I don't want to get too overexcited. There's a lot of Spyro games out there that I could make multiple videos about. We're far beyond the days of 2012 and me only covering the first 3 games for a... No, I'm gone.
Yeah, there's the barrel. There's the barrel that was in the last video. Which, fun fact, that video
To the
had
main
copyright
console
issues.
games and the main portable games.
So, that's the
Go
second
through
time
each
a
and
Caddy
every one of them
video is-
chronologically and then
had
show
copyright
you why
issues.
Spyro games make me wood.
And also, I now have a full-time job working well over 40 hours a week, so I no longer have to, you know, work myself to death to just barely survive on YouTube anymore. So, that's why there was no video last
Part
week,
one.
because I just didn't have the time to do
Purple
it.
is gay. Right, so first
But
off,
shout out to
no
my
matter if you
patrons,
like Spyro or
'cause
hate his
I couldn't have
guts,
got this far
you
without them.
cannot deny the iconic status of this box art. This color scheme, this art style, it's so PlayStation. It is perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Really?
Why is
nothing?
that?
Yeah,
The
that's
story
exactly.
of Spyro 1 is that the press have gone over
that
to
a
the
boom
Dragon
mic?
Realms to interview the dragons about a wretched old boil known as Nasty Nork, and they decide to make fun of him on live TV.
Besides,
Live TV? That's bold.
ugly.
Got a real Kanye West over it. Now, how did Nasty hear that savage diss all the way from his house? Well, you have
Live
to
TV.
remember, this was way back in the 90s, and everybody thought TVs worked like telephones. Don't forget, TVs had only been around for 70 years. Because of that, Nasty
70
Nork
years?
casts a crystallizing spell on every dragon in the kingdom, except for Spyro.
Why?
Because luckily for us, though,
he's
Spyro is
purple?
purple, and purple is a sick color. Everything purple kicks ass.
Oh, blazers.
Which means Spyro runs off to kick ass, which means the game itself would inevitably kick ass. Except his
purple
voice.
is like the
That-
color of
that
royalty.
doesn't really kick anything aside from my face.
What about Nasty Nork?
That's
I'm
his
going
voice?
after him.
Is it because of his color? Did they give him a chain-smoking teenager's voice because no one would think he was cool for being purple? That's outrageous. Some of the best things in life are purple, like bruises and ringworm.
Destiny.
Oh.
I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
See, kids? Spyro is cool. He nearly said bottom. In Simon 1, you skip around luscious open environments unless the game stops you with
It's another
big
Banuka boy.
shapes. Smashing all of your nan's china with your head, gliding from island to island, setting sheep on fire, occasionally fighting a boss, cracking open old men.
Run! Run! I'm getting a little weak.
And eventually run off to Nasty's lair to spit
Oh, he's
roast
big.
him. That Nasty Nork is toast.
Yeah, he is.
Did he actually just eat him onto...
And honestly, that's kind of it. This is a fairly
Okay.
standard collectathon platformer from the time. Find as many gems,
Yeah,
dragon
brand
eggs, and
collectathons
crystallized
are a
perverts
thing.
as possible in order to unlock more hub worlds to find as many gems, dragon eggs, and crystallized perverts as possible.
There was
But
a comment
Simon
on the,
does have some tricks up his sleeve to
Skylanders,
stick out
or
above your banjo
Toys
kazooies
to
and
Life.
your Super Martins.
Let's go, Yahoo!
In case you didn't notice, Spyro is a dragon, and that means he has 5 unique things that make the game work entirely on their own.
He can fly?
Dangly skin. Simon not only jumps like every other knobhead, but by hitting jump again can use the loose parts of his back to glide long distances, all the way to
like a
Scotland.
like a
This
sugar
isn't only
glider?
an extremely fun and liberating thing to do in every Spyro game, but allows the level design to focus not just on horizontal flat landscapes. Now you can have giant, sprawling, and tall levels based on verticality. You see that glimmering secret pile of treasure far out there? Well, if you get yourself high
It's
enough
not
somewhere else
rendered in.
in that level, and not from a weed, you may be able to reach it. It's not even a case of you finding the one single place to cross that one single gap, turning the glide function into a situational invisible bridge either. You can glide off of any surface in any direction, which means the designers
Kinda
can
like
hide more
Genshin.
secrets in more creative places and gives you a breathtaking sense of freedom and adventure in each level, which can also be tense as hell. Whenever I'm about to make a risky looking glide, I always have this inner fear of, oh my god, I want that stuff over there, but is my glide going to be high enough to reach it? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. So here I
Genshin
go.
players
But once I'm
know.
gone, I'm committed, so I have to be confident. Oh god, I'm not gonna make it, am I? Oh god, Simon, you're gonna die. I'm so sorry, Simon. This is my fault. You're flying slowly towards your coffin and you're seeing it happen right in front of your eyes,
Yep.
but are powerless to do anything. Oh no, please don't look at me, Simon. I'm sorry. Please stop making me owe
You've
my
done
guilt.
this.
Please stop looking at me. 2. Bad breath. Instead of any clumsy jumps or precise melee attacks, Simon uses a wide, close-range fire breath attack to kill the enemy Norks
Close
or
range.
break open baskets for gems. Not only a really fun thing to do, but it looks cool, leaves little black ashes behind, and basically guarantees a hit if you're facing the general direction of the breath, since it has such a wide girth. 3. The horn. Simon can use his horns for even more utility than the flame
Oh,
breath. It
yeah,
can break
he can
metal
just-
vases
yep.
and baskets, attack basic Norks no problem, and gives you a speed boost which makes basic running around much more thrilling and quick when you
Okay.
need to get a move on with your little buff. 4. Whirlwinds. If you jump into a whirlwind, the camera moves downwards and lets
What?
you look right up Spyro's
Yeah, but I
arm.
say that's a weird camera
Small
angle.
thing that isn't a dragon and has nothing to do with dragons at all. That wispy little skinny lemon is Sparks the Dragonfly, and he is your
I was gonna
health
say,
bar
that is
somehow.
definitely a
Yellow means
Dragonfly.
you've got 4 hits left.
What are the
Blue
best
is 3
predators
hits
on
left,
Earth?
Green is 2 hits left.
Most efficient, I
Gone
believe.
is 1 hit left, and then you keep yourself healthy by murdering smaller creatures that have no ways of fighting back, just like in real life.
No!
But honestly, I couldn't care less about health points. I just want Sparks to look yellow as often as possible, because blue and yellow look like spoiled cheese. I don't want Sparks to look ill, so I give him as many butterflies as possible. I will even go all the way back to the beginning of an empty level to top him up if I have to. No small
Oh,
animal is
that's-
too far away for me to gut. In fact, we do it just for fun in our spare time, don't we, Scott?
Oh, hey Scott.
What?
Haha! You can say that again. But here's where things get interesting.
just
On their
recorded,
own, the moves that Spyro can pull off are pretty
what was
sweet.
that video?
But when you mix them together, whoa. You get big enemies that
Okay.
can only be flamed, and armored
It was,
enemies that can only
Donkey
be charged
Kong-
with your horns. Then you get enemies that
Barrel
are too
Blast?
big
Yeah.
to charge, but also armored from your flame, so a new weakness needs to be discovered. You get collectible dragon eggs that are stolen by thieves that are too quick to be flamed, so need to be charged towards all over the level while they go. This noise
Why are they so
triggers my
fast?
stomach acids. You get supercharge panels on the floor to make your charge get faster and faster the more time you spend on the panels, and the more time you spend on the panels, the further your jump and glide becomes. And it's because of that example in particular why I love levels like Treetops, because once you get going, it's like... Yeah, most people hate it. But you're all morons. Sure, it takes me a few attempts to remember the routes, and I die a few times every time I come back to it after a while, but the satisfaction of finding the correct
do I need to
starting
play through the
point of a
Spyro games at
supercharged
some
panel,
point?
jumping over to another island,
I mean,
gaining
I'm
speed
starting
on
Crash
another
Banooka
supercharged
3
panel,
tomorrow,
and then making
so
that one final
I'm streaming on
gigantic glide
Saturdays.
over to the hardest to reach area of the whole game is ingenious and
Oh, that's
incredible
cool.
to get right. The game isn't full of stuff like this, but when it is, it nails it and makes me go. I even like the little balance things going on.
It's
with how
almost
you
like they
control
play
Spyro,
tested
like
it really
flame
well.
breathing, for example, being an easier and safer attack to do against baskets and enemies, but the trade-off for that is that everything is slower and the gems that drop from them float up into the air and fall loose. But if you try and go for a risky charge attack as much as possible, you'll find it's not only faster, but then the gems will follow immediately after you once you break the basket or kill the enemy. I even love how you can charge different barrels towards the end of the game to attack the... Then you get those one-off bonus levels for each world, which turns the game into a free-flying time trial of destruction. These will be known from now on
Donkey
as
Kong barrels?
speedways. Why can't Simon fly all over the place whenever he wants at any other point in the game?
Because you ask too many questions.
Actually, it's most likely because whenever he does fly on his own, he can get... This is the reason people still love the original Spyro PS1 series even until today. It's the fine mix of all of these moves to make the series.
So did it get
blast
better
to
or
play,
worse as
with
it went
a couple
on?
of extra references to other games for good measure.
Like,
I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
Time to get romantic. Ha 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 ha.
The charm of the world around you is off the charts too, and there's so much detail put into the tiniest things. If you charge into a bull instead of flaming it, it'll get stuck in the ground by its horns. If you move up a steep hill, Simon's walk cycle changes. Set fire to cacti and watch them shake the ashes off. Watch enemies capture smaller creatures and then get too distracted celebrating to attack you. See how terrified enemies look as you walk towards them, but once you look away from them, they... Oh.
That's just unnecessary. Oh, no. I think it's just water.
Seriously though, there are Norks everywhere, and nearly every single level gives you a different variant of them, which the game really didn't need to do. There's Norks with swords, Norks with clubs, Norks with flags, Norks with tasers, Norks with guns. Norks with guns. Easy does it, I'm too small and I can't reach that. Also,
Is that a
I'm
kiwi?
British.
Never had one.
Which means you probably hate me, but it also means that I love saying the word Norks. The hills have Norks, the castles have Norks, the harbours have Norks, the fairies have Norks.
What is that? Is it supposed to be orcs?
You know what's sad as well? In the Reignited Trilogy remake, they got rid of the Norks with guns and replaced them with purple water pistols.
Oh, come
Why?
on now. What? You don't like seeing guns in your video games? What are you? A cuckwoke?
And hey, I may really dislike Spyro's voice in this game, but the other dragons you rescue are another thing entirely.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
How about you get fun? I love all of these guys. They're only ever on screen for like 5 seconds each, but they're the most memorable
And they
part of the
have
game.
random
for me.
voice lines.
We puff a smoke. We've known, I forget.
They mostly serve as hints and tips when you find them, even though the hints are all horrible.
Big enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Yes.
Okay.
I already killed that guy to rescue you.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Did you know that you get your longest
Did you know that in
rise by
terms of...
pressing X at the very top of your jump?
How do you think I got here?
Flame won't harm metal, but charging
Really?
with your horns, that should do.
I thought fire was
This is
super
World
effective
2.
against metal.
I've been doing this for the last 6 levels. Are you senile?
Or steel types, I guess.
Spyro, this boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
What does that mean?
Some big Gnorcs up ahead are wearing armor.
I don't blame them. They're very sensitive. The best line in the entire game, though, easily
no.
goes to
Cletus! Cletus
My
McFarlane?
man Cletus. What
That's
does he
a different
say?
Cletus.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
All right. Bye. Bye then. You know what all of the dragons' favorite thing is to say, though?
Thank you for releasing me.
I swear that most of these smelly lizards say this line on repeat, and by the end of the game, nearly every single one of them says it. You want to see how many I found?
Thank you for releasing me.
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 Thank you for releasing
Yep.
me.
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for releasing me. Thank you for releasing
all
me.
say it.
Thank you for releasing me.
Wow.
Thank you for releasing
It's almost
me.
like a kid's game trying to teach them manners.
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for releasing me.
But don't worry, not all of them say thank you. Some of them say thanks.
Thanks for releasing me.
It's really
Oh,
a shame,
wow.
though, that as a game itself, Spyro 1 is just alright. Welcome to my Arabian toilet.
What?
Yeah, despite my accolades, I actually don't
I
think
was wondering
Spyro
why
1
there's an
is
echo.
that great, mainly because of how primitive and stripped back it
Oh,
feels,
that's
especially
rough.
compared to the sequels, which isn't Spyro 1's fault, but I'm blaming him anyway. And I don't care what you say because I'm friends with the super popular YouTuber Vsauce too, aren't I, Kevin?
You may
Wait,
kiss the
what?
bride.
I mean, that's Cloud and what?
Hey,
Aerith?
See, he even calls me by my real name, like my mummy when she's upset with me. You know, it's weird. It always surprises me when I remember that the first Spyro came out in 1998.
Oh, a year
This
after I
wasn't
was
an
born.
early PlayStation title, and yet I think it feels like one. There's just something
so
missing.
tough.
I can't explain it. There's no gimmicks, no major surprises. I mean, I do love simplicity and games that are to the point, but with cartoony collectathon Johnny John Spyro the Johnson, the simplicity holds it back for me. Especially when you compare it to the following games, Spyro 1 feels really plain, just like how Crash 1 feels compared to Crash 2. And by
Crash 1 was
1998,
brutal.
Crash 3 had already perfected the Crash formula,
I'm
whereas
s-
Spyro was just getting his feet wet.
I'm starting
And when
Crash
Spyro
3
gets his feet
literally
wet, he
tomorrow.
dies. The collectathon
Well,
gameplay loop is pretty basic, and it gets a bit
yeah.
samey for me after
It's
World
almost
2,
midnight.
with not much variety.
I had
in
to
what
edit
you
this video
actually
tonight,
do,
as well as 3
aside
other
from
videos.
more dangerous glides and slightly different enemies.
'Cause I only
And
have
for as
3
much as I
days
love
to
the
do
visual
a
style,
week's worth
the
of YouTube
presentation
work.
itself also gets a little bit too samey for me. Aside from that hole, these things can get royally shitted off too. What are these things? Why do they look like that? How do they slide around so quickly? Get off me, you radish! No matter how many times I replay this game, I can never remember the names of levels or tell them apart by screenshots. They just don't leave much of a lasting impact on me. I don't think there's anything entertaining or that endearing about the characters and story. Spyro's voice
I think I smell a barbecue.
makes me want to shit down a chimney.
Who is the
sound
voice
effects
actor for
feel really
Spyro
wet and
in
sloppy
Spyro
without
1?
much impact or crunch.
I mean, it's 1998, I
The
guess.
charge controls are pretty damn loose and slippery. The charging jump height is shorter than a stand for a toddler trying to reach a sink. The glide can sometimes feel really heavy that doesn't always make its target even when you feel like it should.
Yeah, like
And
that
then
right
there's all
there.
the little things
I mean,
that add
Crash
up over
does
the
the same
course of the
issues.
game. You hit these and then jump over them to get the gems. Why? It's awkward. If you miss it, you just do it again. Waste of time. These things you breathe
Yeah.
fire on over and over again
Maybe
until
it's
they
a
pop.
training for
Pointless.
jump
Why am I doing
timing.
this? Waste of time. This rolling mechanic, useless. I only find it handy on these single dog enemies on this single level because everything chases you down anyway, even if you rolled. Waste of buttons. Then you have the soundtrack, composed by one of my favorite drummers of all time, Stuart Copeland. It's a soundtrack beloved by basically everyone. And I think it's...
Oh. No. Don't worry, you're not in America. You're fine.
My God. Yes, it's that.
Did they just
Stuart
throw
Copeland,
the
drummer
cat?
from the all-time classic rock band, The Policeman. And look, I don't hate the music. It's good music. In fact, it's one of Barry Kramer's favorites, and he's going to play a little bit of it for us right now.
That's Mario.
But I don't get the undying love for this game's soundtrack in particular. I think it's way too spacious and meandering for the kind of game that this is. And if you tied a rope
you're
around my
literally
neck
playing
and
as a
asked to match
purple
which songs
dragon.
go with what levels, or else you'll hang me, I'd say, I don't know. But then I'd say that anyway because I don't mind this. Don't get me wrong though, when the visuals and music come together into a gourmet, creamy cereal, it's downright incredible. Now with added hair. My go-to example
Ew.
being Dark Hollow in World 1.
Yeah, that doesn't really fit that much, though.
But as a whole, I just don't dig the soundtrack that much. It's well constructed, it's well performed, and there are some great tracks.
I don't know,
here.
Most of the time I
can't
play
remember
games, I
most
play
of it, and I
muted
don't think
anyway.
it matches the gameplay that well. And these bosses, these bosses, these absolute garbage fire F-tier bosses, very stinky. These are the worst parts of the game for me. They aren't bosses, they're regular levels that are really small with slightly stronger enemies that I wouldn't let near a school. First boss,
Oh, so they're
Toasty.
easy.
He's a scarecrow that is actually a sheep on stilts. Hit him 3
What?
times, he does nothing. These regular dog enemies are more dangerous than him. Second boss, Dr. Shemp. Hit his back after jumping over like 2 attacks. Third boss, Blowhard. More like blow chunks. Fourth boss, Metalhead. Charge into metal
I like
poles
the
that
font.
aren't electrified. You win. Boss 5, Jacques. Do some platforming
Jacques?
and then question why the hell he has a
Jar
regular
Jar?
French name. Final boss, Nasty Nork, is sadly just as easy to kill as any other regular Nork. You chase him, he does nothing, you win. When the
Wait,
edge
you
of the
really just
walkway
walk up
is
to him
more
one
threatening
time?
than the final boss, you know you've ballsed it. At least
Yeah,
you got a
that's
pretty
the final
sweet
boss.
reward
You
for
just walk up
100%
to him
of the game,
once.
though. You get access to Nasty's loot. The only actual free-flying level where you just explore everywhere, blow up everything, and steal all of his treasure. Thanks for the stimulus check, Nasty breasts. Then the credits roll. Ah, nostalgia. You know, even though this isn't my favorite Spyro game and I do have problems with it, I do like it a lot still to this day. I enjoy
really
this
treated it
game,
like
and every
trash,
time I
didn't
reach
they?
this
Like,
credit
there's
sequence and hear this
3,
music and watch
maybe
all the low
4
poly flyby
main
level
levels,
camera
but a bunch
stuff
of like
going on,
spin-offs.
it lets me know that I made a good choice in picking up this game to replay it again. No sheep were harmed during the creation of this game.
No, you're lying. You cooked them up and you sent them to.
Spyro 1 is a classic, no
KFC.
doubt. But at the end of the day, even though I've got a lot of nostalgia for it, this is not the game that I replay whenever I feel like a bit of him. It's better than Crash 1 for a first attempt, but it still feels like a first attempt.
Crash 1 was
You're a
difficult.
first attempt.
Oh no. Who is that?
I'm the amazing Wendigo.
The amazing Wendigo.
Where to go?
Where?
Look, they made another Spyro game.
Spyro 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Now this is where shit starts getting good. Thank you, the amazing
Where did he go?
Where'd he go?
That's his name.
Oh, fuck! Yes, you lads, it's Spyro 2. He's back, and I'm back.
On a back.
Look alive, everyone. It's Simon 2, Ripped My Ropes. Or, as I personally know it, Simon 2, Great, a Garden. To be honest, I prefer the European name of Gateway to Glimmer against Ripto's Rage, but I will admit it is strange. Glimmer is just the first level of the game. You're never looking for a gateway to it. That'd be like if this was called Crash Bandicoot Sand. Straight away, we've got much better cutscenes with actual story in them.
Dude,
and
the
boom,
Crash
bam,
2 final
bing,
boss
we've got
was
new
just
characters who are
so
better than
simple.
anything we saw in Spyro 1. You've got the Professor, who's a bastard mole, digging up all of my lawn. You've got Alora, who's a fawn, you dork, and Hunter the Cheetah,
what?
who always looks like he wipes with his fingers. Even Simon's voice is improved.
Is this rain ever gonna stop?
Oh, it is.
I've forgotten what the sun looks like.
If you don't know, that is the voice
Casual
of Tom
UK
Kenny. And if you
resident.
don't know who that is, I'll give you a hint.
Now they've set up force fields to separate us. If you can find diodes, you can use them to turn off the force fields.
Wait,
One
he's
thing, though.
Scooby-Doo?
Why, only in the cutscenes, does it sound like the voice actors are spitting into the mics?
That's exactly the point. A dragon is
Hot
our only
filters.
chance of stopping Ripto.
Betty Botter bought some better butter, better than the bitter butter, so she put it in her bitter batter.
Oh, there's also
Hot
the
filters.
new baddie, Ripto, who is very small and angry, and that's basically all there is to
What
him.
is he,
I
Garlic
never really
Jr.?
understood the love for him as a villain, I'm sorry. And these 3 bozos accidentally summoned him to their world, so intercepted Spyro on the way to his holiday. Oh, sorry.
Vacation.
Yeah, your best friends in this game kidnap you and hold your holiday hostage until you fix their big
Sounds
messy.
about right.
Thanks so much, you woman. Donkey. Spyro 2 as a game, though, is basically Spyro 1 again, but everything is better. Literally everything. It's like jumping from Crash 1 to Crash 2, or pre-vomit to post-vomit. And I'm far from the only person that thinks that, right, Dradex?
Because I hate Spyro 2, and Spyro 3 is somehow even worse.
Yeah, you're right. There's just so many quality of life changes here, it's not even funny, and it all comes together perfectly to make me go. The glide falls a little bit slower to make long jumps easier, the charge control's a lot tighter and lets you jump higher while charging to make rushing around levels twice as easy. Sparks
Okay.
the Dragonfly picks
We'd
up
like
gems
being able
from
to go
further away.
faster.
He eats butterflies from burned animals much faster than Spyro 1. The camera moves around you a bit faster. The sound effects are guttier and have more punch to them. And on top of the updates to existing
Just run
ideas,
into
there's all
things.
of the new stuff added in too, like auto-saving, which was a massive deal, because back in those days, we
had a manual
didn't
save.
have it. Instead of the stop immediately and splat on the floor triangle move you could do mid-glide in Simon 1, now you have a hover move to give you extra time to correct a glide and give you a tad more height and distance at the
Like
end
I said,
of your glide.
they
Now,
play tested
instead of
this
getting
game.
extra lives from the life clam, while Sparks is at
I don't know,
full
it looks
health,
like a
you can
mimic to
stack
me.
him with multiple burned animals to eventually give you a life if you eat enough. Spyro can spit. Enemies now don't drop gems to collect and instead add to a defeated enemy tally that can help you unlock a temporary power-up specific to that level, giving you way more chances for supercharging alongside brand new powers like spring jumping, projectile super breath attacks, and
This is
temporary
normal.
flight
This is
in
fine.
the level. And speaking of levels, you now only need to collect one thing at the end of the stage to beat it, with optional missions dotted around each level, awarding you orbs that can be used to unlock further levels,
Now,
bosses,
they
and
also
secrets, and they
did,
can
like,
sometimes be centered around the platforming that Spyro
Insanity
does
trilogy.
best, or something totally
Or the-
new and different, like hockey matches against this freak, various puzzles hidden
They
around
did that
the
for
stage,
Spyro,
or
where they
blowing up a load
remastered
of
the first 3
UFOs
games,
piloted
right?
by and to top it all off, when you collect everything, you get a little dote! The Speedway stages return and are exactly the same as previously. Okay, that wasn't new, I'm sorry, I don't know why I mentioned it. But now after you beat the main time travel challenge, you can then freely explore the Speedway level without a time limit to find secret hidden characters to talk to that then give you more unique orb missions that change up the gameplay even more. And then you can end your day by being a flag-burning, filthy hippie. Yeah, down with...
What flag is he burning?
Down with vegetables.
Is that like an anarchy flag or
There's also
something?
way more cutscenes now too. Some for entertaining story bits, and others for whenever you enter and exit a new level, just to give them that extra dash of personality and depth to them. I like them. You see what the problems are in the level before you get there, help them out, then you fix the problem and see what happens after you leave the level. It's like mini stories within the main story.
me?
It's really cute, but as a kid, I
Maybe.
hated the Aquaria Towers one. Poor little
Why?
seahorse dying from lack of water and being baited
you want
over and
this?
over again for a drink he never gets. Just give him the damn water, you wretch! This isn't Saw 3! What's cool though is that every level has inhabitants
Oddly
to talk to
specific
now,
Saw
and they're
movie.
nearly all fully voice acted. The only other thing you could interact with in Simon 1 was the balloonist, and sorry man, not only did you not actually speak, but you were only ever good for being a stepladder. Even the fairy check
never do my real ladder.
now. She's called Zoe, and she likes to pitch shift her voice at random.
That zap means that if you get into trouble, I'll return you to this place.
Each time you defeat an enemy, it will release a spirit particle.
What's up with you, Zoe? Have you got a bad cough?
The water workers have boxed up most of our baby turtles. The boxes are incredibly strong.
Oh no,
Okay.
what are we going to do, Gromit? But then there's another character introduced in this game that would go on to become a Spyro staple. A character that dredges up the worst of a human being. A character that inspires fear, hatred, spite. Bags.
Hello there, Spyro.
Money bags?
Would you like to learn to swim underwater? I suppose I could teach you for a small fee.
Moneybags is
Oh.
a round bell end, seems to exist everywhere,
And
all
he-
at once on
you
every
can buy
level,
abilities
and
from
only lives
him?
for one thing.
He's like the
Knocking
trader
things
from
away
Resident
you
Evil
and
4.
stealing your gems in order to unlock them for you. That's all he is. He's a fat, greedy barrier that has no conscience, no dignity, and only cares about money. Must be funty. In a rich man's... He is a leech, a stain. He's an alt-right Winnie the Pooh that converted a generation of kids into anti-capitalists. And to be perfectly frank, he makes me want to get my killing shoes on.
Oh, those are your killing shoes? Oh. What is he stabbing into?
Sweet relief.
In fact, I don't even think that any furries like him. Let's ask one.
What?
Boy, Adam.
All right, E621 Spyro _ the _ dragon space order : score
What?
enter. What?
See, it doesn't do anything for him. Oh, what's
What?
that? You want to sell me a trip on a submarine to get by a load of robot sharks? Pfft, I don't need any of that. You're
No
scamming
deal.
me. Look, see, I don't need to...
Oh, that's a shark.
fair
Okay,
enough.
yep,
Oh,
yep,
look at you
yep.
there, money bags. Are you a little cold from the snow? Oh, no, wait. It's just your soul! My favorite thing to do with him is actually use a double jump glitch in level 1 to not only completely ignore him and his stupid bridge, but also use
Does
the
he
same
mention
glitch
it
to
later?
get on top of a ledge that I'd also need to pay him later on in the game to learn how to climb, and then finish off the rest of the level without paying him a cent, meaning that I can
Nice.
then afford his swimming lessons right after level 1 without needing to go into another level first to try and save up enough. This has been a money-saving tip with Daddy Caddy.
I
Next
mean,
week,
yeah.
we'll find out how to stop yourself from spending your own money by learning how to keep pennies in your ass.
The levels are bigger and give you way more
I'm surprised he got through that without laughing. It sounded like he immediately broke character.
Go, oh no, I can't eat that. And the music is miles better as well. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it sucks. Milkshake through a big straw. It's way more creative, zesty, multi-instrumental, and more percussive. There's even vocals on some of the tracks. My favorites being the one that sounds like a meditating Mr. Bean.
Is that seriously what music playing while that gameplay is going on?
Like a really big man just ate something he didn't like. Then there's all the little monk dudes with their mouths that look like urinals, and they go.
The face.
Ask me though, the award for best line in the game easily goes to.
Even though I'm a vegetarian, I think you should kill that yeti.
Okay.
He's so hardcore about killing an animal that he even goes off script.
Kill.
Oh, by the way, I have a theory about this game that I don't think anybody has ever brought forward before.
What would that be?
Hunter is Ripto.
And no, I don't mean just because of their exact same size. Other characters in the game are all like,
can you help me tie my shoelaces?
And then you help them and they reward you. But Hunter, he deliberately bricks himself in igloos and hides orbs from you until you nearly kill yourself on a jet ski parachute. He won't give you 2 orbs that you desperately need to save the world unless you run around in a sub-zero cave catching crystals to amuse him. He won't give you the items that you need to defeat the man that he summoned himself until you jump on his captured manta ray and follow a seahorse.
How do you capture a manta ray?
Fart. He plays dumb, but he's not dumb. He has like half of the orbs you already need in his pocket and just doesn't give them to you because Lamau. And have you
just
ever
like Gainsleaf with the
together on the same screen?
First filter eye thing.
He is Ripto. I also love the way that so many characters have that low poly PS1 over-exaggerated head and mouth shape too. They all look like talking drum cymbals.
They do.
Hi, Hunter, I'm Spyro, and I want to burn all of your incriminating documents.
Gee, thanks, Spyro!
There's even this one level where you run around and find all of the bones of a skeleton to put him back together. How beautiful
Did you know
is
there's
that?
enough bones in a human body to
Good
make one
see my
skeleton?
friend looking healthy again.
Does he? Oh no, what does that mean?
Oh
What's
no,
gonna happen?
what is he gonna... Oh! You gonna fix him? Yo, the skeleton doing backflips. Oh, didn't do that one. But somehow it didn't fall apart.
Yes, I had to sit through the whole thing, so you had to as well. Now, let's move on to...
I think he wants to dance for you.
It looks like he's trying to floss.
No. Oh, hello.
My favorite part of the whole game, though, is when you get to World 2, Autumn Plains, and find this level called Zephyr, where there are all these slugs on the ground in the middle of a civil war with these birds
yeah,
from the
because
sky,
they call
and you help out the slugs by destroying the birds' ammunition building.
Yeah. That might cause issues with certain words. Why is it just silent?
Wow! What an explosion!
My disc is a little scratched, but then immediately after that is another level called Breezy Windpipe.
That's an
where
issue
you
that
go
can be
to
caused
the
by a
homeland
scratched
of the
disc.
birds in that same war, and then you help them get their airship running again so they're able to counterattack ensuring that the war can rage on for many years to come. Spyro is indifferent to global relations. He is a war profiteer. I love Zephyr anyway, though, because there are these baby birds that spit ammunition from mother birds, dropping it from the sky into their mouths, and when they don't have anything, they're like, Mummy, I'm hungry, feed me, Mummy.
They don't even eat it, though.
Well, I've got your mummy right here, you little scab. Then there's a bit where there's a slug named Romeo and a bird named Juliet in a tragic star-crossed love on the battlefield, and you need to reunite them in this extremely fun magic seed platforming puzzle where different platforms grow in different soil, and when you want the seed back, the soil clenches like a bumhole, and after solving the puzzle, Juliet sounds like this.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh,
which is supposed to be the Shakespeare
There's
thing.
just so many fantastic moments here. How about that mission where you have to get the professor's pencil back by trading an egg with a nest that spits out a seed to go into a plant pot that spits out a rubber duck that goes to the duck family to give you a turnip, okay, which then needs to go into a cauldron which spits out a coin that goes into a water fountain that gives you a very soggy pencil. It's so good, man. And how about the secret agent that sounds
like
one
of those like trade-up challenges
and when
that
he's
people
looking
do.
around to make sure you aren't following him, he does. He does that. That is how I'm looking around for things for the rest of my life. And the robots in Metropolis, they're adorable. Listen to them.
These elevators need serious work, see?
Even the bosses are an improvement. There's only 3 this time, but it doesn't matter because they all make up for the wet jokes that were in Spyro 1. They actually have attacks. They're fun fights, and in Gulp's case, even a little bit challenging. This is one of the better bosses in the whole Spyro series, actually.
As great as Simon 2 is, though,
is Simon 3 better?
Perfect. In fact, there's a couple of major real low points for me. This is way too hot.
And pushing up roses can name like 50
especially in front of all the lights that he has.
Spyro.
No! The mission in Hurricane.
The last video I did was him making Caddicarus video.
And then have to defeat the thieves that keep removing them and throwing them around the level. I mean, look, I'm very glad that I finally get some representation. But man,
why does he have those?
Forever.
I mean, he bought a trampoline for one clip, so.
Boring. This part here where you need to flame fish into this angry Tiki's mouth, I can't stand this bit. You need to get 10 fish in his mouth, and any red fish reset the counter by like 1 billion fish. But by the time you see the yellow ones and decide that they're the ones to flame, it's too late to flame and you miss the mouth. So you end up prematurely hitting flame all the time, thinking that you're flaming a yellow fish, but it's actually a red fish, and then God,
okay.
not that one, Spyro the Dragon. Nowadays, I just cheat this bit by looking directly into the water in first-person mode to see what fish is coming.
Oh,
well,
okay.
Is it cheating? I'm just using what the game gives
exactly.
me. I'm a
That's
good
not
boy.
cheating at all.
Wash under my arms.
And of course, there's another bit, which is possibly the most infamous part of the whole game. But before we get there, I just have to ask you a quick question.
Trouble with the trolley. Okay, well, actually, get ready for me to be a contrarian. This isn't hard. It's not easy, but it's really not that bad. I don't know what you're talking about, you whinging.
Is this one of those levels that people say is difficult?
For this video, I finished the mission first time,
like
and then had to start the mission
the bridge level in Crash 1?
In order to
there were bridge levels in Crash 2.
Trolley, eh?
I mean, I don't know what to add. It just isn't that hard. And you know what else isn't? The turtle soup mission. Yeah, I said it. What's the big deal? Just keep looping around the pipes that they spawn from, and then knock the turtles away if you come across them. They'll bounce all over the place, and it gives you plenty of time to get them back in the water. What's the big deal, you baby bitch buggers? And the dinosaur egg hatching and eating the village people. Yeah, sure, I failed this one like once or twice, but once you get the pattern down, it's just like Simon Says. But if Simon only had 8 Simon noises for you to copy, and then Simon played the same Simons every time you Simon. And what about the bombing genie mission in Scorch? Not a big deal either. Did it on my first go. Here's a tip for you if you're struggling. Stop charging after him and stick to the wall so that you avoid most of the bombs bouncing off of them. You can't rush this bit, just go slowly, especially around the steps. You're gonna hate it if you try charging, trust me.
Nah, mate, you wanna know what the worst mission of the game is?
What is it? Escort me past those earth shapers?
No, it's an escort mission.
How about instead you suck my nads? I hate this. I hate this.
Dude,
so
it's an
much.
escort
Why
mission.
didn't you
It's so
remind me I
bad.
had to do this, Fushi?
Oh, Spyro, you're such a bad
Is that a
dragon, aren't
VTuber?
you? Yes, I am. Huh?
Everything they say about VTubers is right. So you've got this
I've been
motherless
reacting to
goat who has a
VTubers for
potion to give Hunter
couple
because he
months
wasted
now.
his month's rent on a new pair of concrete Nikes. And even though the goat is literally next door to where Hunter is, he momentarily forgets how to steer his own legs and ends up going on a cross-country marathon instead, deliberately walking right into all of the enemies, changing his mind
So
on
like,
where
I dare
he's going
you.
all
I have
the
a
time,
bodyguard.
getting in the way
It's
of
just
you
Jack
rushing
Doherty.
around, and
That's
you
all
can't
that
get
is.
rid of the enemies. All you can do
Just
is
trying
knock
to
them
pick
back
fights.
temporarily. So getting them all out of the way of him in advance won't work. And the best thing, the 10 out of 10 game of the year best thing that happens is that if you finish this mission, Hunter then says, "Thanks for getting me out, Spyro, but you need to learn a new move to help me kill all of these monsters, so come back and find me again when you learn it." So you carry on playing the game, learn the move, come back to the level to help out Hunter, and he couldn't wait 5 minutes to put his Adidas stones back on, meaning you've got to do the first part of the mission all over again. What's that? I already have this orb? I had no idea.
Really?
You finish the game and do everything. You get the orbs, grab the talismans, run away from this horrific face, and wonder who decided to bring back the bush munchers from Spyro 1 so you can place an Aztec curse on their family. You finally beat Ripto, and he just accepts his death. Oh, screw it, I can't win. Everybody celebrates, Hunter sits on Moneybag's face, and we finally go on a holiday in a lovely final cutscene.
It isn't a cutscene. I got you.
What do you mean it's not a
Shores is the
cutscene?
final level that is literally just a fun fair that rewards you with tickets in order to unlock a theater to watch the game's cutscenes again.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, back then that was a big deal.
Internet. You play a game of water dunking, ride a roller coaster with a cannon to pop balloons, go to a duck shooting gallery, and never question why the biggest enemies from the first game are now welcoming you into a dark room inside a theme park with no one else in it. And you know what? I also really like the little love boat tunnel because it taught all the kids that played this game that you can love whoever you want. You can love the same gender. You can find love even if you're a smelly, hairy yeti. If that's not your style, you can be on your own. You can have a three-way, what? You can love children, excuse me? And after all of this, if you found every gem and every orb in the game, you unlock a door that grants you a permanent super breath attack, which is now obsolete because the game is already over. Screw off.
Unless you do a Tiger Woods. And cheat.
Yeah, just quit the game and then start a new game that overrides the completed save file, and voila,
what do you mean Tiger Woods
have
cheat?
Super breath
What?
the minute you start
Tiger
the
Woods
game.
is the
How
GOAT.
sick is that?
Okay.
And that's not all that you can cheat. Do you want to make Simon look like he has leprosy? Because you can do that. What? That's still not enough? Well, how about a big head mode? Yeah, you can do that too.
Finally, a game character just for me.
What?
The fact that
That's
he's
still
cut,
not enough?
like his
Well,
head
how
is just
about
off
this?
the screen. Also, why does Caddy have a golf club?
Spyro in a trouser
Well,
press.
looks like a
The end.
newish
Okay,
club.
so where are
an
we?
iron.
We've done 1, 2, 3. Oh, look everyone, it's my good friend Face.
We are now on
Face.
number 3, which is how many straws I need to drink my orange juice.
Ha! You are so full of fact. Give me another one.
Most people buy 1 face wash, but I have to buy 3.
No, you don't.
You are full
Just
of
use
surprises,
3 times as much.
Face, and so is this game.
Spawns? Spawns? In the land of sponsorships? I mean, get that bag.
Huh? What? Oh yes, I forgot. I'm a PS1 game. And now I'm finally all on my own.
Did somebody
safe from
animate
everybody around
an
me and
ad
nobody
read?
else can
Like
break
a-
it.
an ad? In a PS1 graphics? What?
Oh dear. And today I've been sponsored by me. Yes, me. I've been
What?
sponsored by so many things that now I can finally afford myself. It's the collectible world of Caddicarus, a limited edition exclusive
now that's
Blu-ray
cool.
set only available on the pixelempire.com/caddy in the description below.
That's
And
cool.
when I say limited edition, I really mean
How
it. They're
many?
selling out fast, and you've got to act now because once
I
they're
think I
gone,
missed
they're
it.
gone. Inside this gorgeous PS1 shaped box that talks to you when you open it. Wow, look in here.
Did he get the idea from that, what, Mech Arena or whatever?
I'm Spunks! You'll find the Blu-ray disc itself with over 5 hours of Caddicarus content not available anywhere else on the internet, such as a Caddicarus episode all about the history of his 11 years on YouTube, a guided PS1 collection tour, a Hidden Block reunion podcast, and so much more.
Hidden Block, what?
I've always wanted to have 1 thumb and no fingers. The menus of the Blu-ray have all been specially designed to look and sound as ugly as possible. I mean, look and sound like a 90s PS1 demo disc. And the case for the Blu-ray even features a huge PS1 manual-styled booklet written by Caddy, featuring interviews from important people behind the scenes of the show, countless references and Easter eggs, and even a cheat code you can input on the main menu of the Blu-ray for an additional surprise.
What is that
No, I'm
surprise?
not going to tell you what it is.
No.
Find out yourself.
Tell me in the
Bye.
comment
And whenever
section.
I'm
I
taking a
can't.
ride on my favorite hurricane and praying it doesn't stop
There's
over
still
the
no
sea,
good
I'd like to
favorite.
mention the other things in this box set, such as the exclusive sticker sheet, a double-sided movie poster, 3 exclusive pins for your bag or your face. Just make sure you clean the wounds. An extra-large sticker to show off what a huge
Spons.
sellout you are. It's the closest you'll ever get to touching the real spons. Get used to it. A chance to grab one of
sure
3
about that?
Crash Bandicoot relic tickets for a variety of different awards, like signed Caddy U2's figures, face-to-face Zoom calls, and $10 to $100 of Pixel Empire gift cards. And to top it
Okay.
all off, a hand-signed
I don't think I've heard of
card with a
Pixel
scratch
Empire.
and sniff of Caddy's beard. That is not a joke. Do I look like I'm joking to you? I shouldn't need to explain to you why this is so cool, but I just did. And please buy it because this PS1 animation wasn't cheap.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Wow, wasn't that an interruption? Here's the rest of the video.
Did you... At least one person watching this video had to have bought that. Please let me know. I am counting on you. Like I said, I read every single comment.
Everyone, it's Simon 3. Yay, a donut. The final in the original classic trilogy made by Insomniac Games, and what
But
a
we're,
fitting developer, because as a kid,
like 40-ish
Spyro 3
minutes into
made me
this.
into an Insomniac. I adore
It's like
Spyro
2 hours
3
and
with every
24
nerve
minutes
ending,
long.
and every time I pop it in,
We're
it
in the
makes me
third
wanna...
game.
The hills are alive with the sound of...
6-year-old me played this game until he ate his own hands off. True story. It's the best game of the original trilogy to me, without a doubt. I know people think it's the second one, but this game has a kangaroo doggy paddling in a lake. You're wrong. Is it because of nostalgia?
Yes.
Doesn't mean
sweet.
doesn't
You
mean
can
he's
pick your
wrong.
save file icon now. I don't know. Who should I pick, Vinny?
Oh. What?
You're right. Banana! So to kick things off, even though I love Spyro 2's characters, I was never really fussed about Ripto or whatever his beef was. I didn't find him that funny, that entertaining, or that endearing, which made me not really care about what he was planning to do. But this time, I actually kind of cared about what was going on. You've got this haggard old minger called the Sorceress, who's so hefty you could send her out to the front line, and her apprentice, Bianca, who have decided to steal all of the baby dragon eggs that came from all of the adult male dragons. Very progressive Spyro.
Wait, what?
3.
What?
Instead of stealing them and taking them back to their secret lair, they decide to just leave the eggs all over the damn place for anyone to find. Good plan, guys. I'm sure this won't rear up and ram into you.
Would you keep the evidence in your house?
I've hidden them in places you'll never find in 1,000 years.
Really?
The first egg is right next to where she was standing, and that means that this game's collectathon bread and butter.
She was hiding all the other ones but that
this
one.
time, used to unlock more of the game, and the eggs are just so giddy over being found that they birth right in front of you with no mess. Did that bow form in the uterus? You also have these baby dragons that don't like being
comes
caught
out of an
unawares
egg doing a backflip?
Does this mean the dragons have genets? Now, somebody as nasty as this old bint stealing all of these adorable little babies is bad enough and already makes her appear more like a threatening Cruella de Vil, except scaly and large. But as the game goes on, you then discover she wants to kill them all and rip off their wings for a new spell she's working on. It's not even like she wants to eat them to keep herself alive or anything like that. She just wants to kill them so she can try a new magic trick. If that's not evil,
that's
I don't
crazy
know what
experimenting.
is. This causes Bianca to change her mind about being evil, takes her hood off, and that makes Hunter go...
Hunter could definitely sneak out of those
I
bars.
also really appreciate how much more the gameplay and story are integrated together. There's way more cutscenes showing off what a cow the Sorceress is, which builds up to her final boss really nicely. Throughout the whole game, Bianca keeps appearing out of nowhere and taunting you. And even with the levels in each world, instead of just going through each of them, helping the people out, and then getting a magical thing to open a door to get closer to the final boss, instead you go to the levels, help the creatures out, and then as thanks, they all work together to build you a new transport method to get to the next area where you can find more hidden dragon eggs. When Hunter gets kidnapped halfway through the game, for a brief amount of time, all of his side missions and all the levels are unavailable. So come on, get on your ass and save him so you can come back and get more dragon eggs. Everything you do in Spyro 3 has a reason, and it just fits into place better, you know? As for the game itself, everything Spyro 2 did to improve on Spyro 1 is here. Everything from the controls to the weird and wonderful character designs that talk to you like they're grazing in a field.
Hello.
Yup.
I'm Steak.
A small business owner.
Did you ever wonder
Cow.
where your milk came from?
Oh.
Yeah, me too.
But in my humble opinion, it's just Spyro 2 Plus. It's Spyro
Emphasis
2
on came
but
from.
even better. Not by much, they're still both incredible games, but this one beats it out for me just slightly. I mean, yeah, they removed the charming intro and outro level cutscenes, which does mean some of the levels start with, "There are Rhinox everywhere, kill them!" and end with, "Here, take this egg." But everything else for me was
that the
chipped
actual
off and
voice
polished
acting?
into the ultimate Simon experience. The camera is panned just a little further back to let you see more of what's around you. None of the temporary power-ups are gated off by enemy defeats. You can stop skating while ice skating now. They brought back way more long gliding platforming sections and secrets that Spyro 1 had, alongside more chances to supercharge than Spyro 1 and 2. Every character around you reacts to being set on fire now, which is a lot better than Spyro 2, where they just stand
That's
there
fine.
defiantly.
Did people do that? Did people complain?
Bitch. You know, not that I flame the characters that much anyway, because so many of them are too adorable and I just want to help them out with their problems.
Our sun has gone out.
Well, shit, you're dead. They even added races to the classic Speedway obstacle levels.
They added racism? They added racists to the game? I don't know about that one. I don't know if that makes it the best game.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Sparks the Dragonfly talks now.
Kind of.
Love it.
Sounds like a drone.
Moneybags came back and he's still a festering wart. Although he doesn't sound like a drunk anymore.
I can let you into the little castle over there in exchange for a few gems.
And now sounds
Of
like
course.
Spyro! My, how funny to see you here.
He's more like a naughty, jovial uncle that tries to sell his nieces and nephews the warm, opened, sticky sweets from his pocket.
Ew.
You know, bollock sweet. So yeah, he's back to make your life miserable, and so is the caveman with his skeleton friend who's lost all his bones. And yes, he even does the bone dance again. Although this time, he goes on for so long that the regular stage music comes back in the middle of it.
Okay.
It's perfect. You know what? I don't like this Cloud either. Even when you complete his mission and make him happy, the best he can give you
like a
is
random gnat that just
this terrible face. But Moneybags does a little bit more this time. Instead of just ripping you off to get through doors, get this. Now he works
How can you
for
avoid
the
paying
main
him?
villain. In fact, he comes right out the gate the
Shocker.
first time you see him and just says the sorceress is paying him to be a tool. And he's standing guard for a collection of new animal
I mean,
buddies
gotta
with their own
respect the
stages
hustle.
that are fully playable. And once you buy them off of him, you can visit older levels that have their locked doors inside to then get in and find even more gameplay scenarios to make you go, wow, there's more gameplay scenarios. People often feel a bit like these are desperate ideas from a creatively spent development team, but I couldn't disagree more. They're desperate ideas from a creatively strong development team. First off is Sheila the Kangaroo, an adorable little muppet that takes the standard gameplay and flips it on its side to be about vertical
We haven't had many
exploration more than long distance
kangaroos
gliding.
in
And I
game.
find her levels extremely fun whenever you launch into the air and smash down.
Breathing.
And according to the Reignited trilogy, she isn't female unless she
Oh,
has
Reignited,
pigtails
that's
and a
it.
vag. Next up is Sergeant Bird, and just like that, with the wave of my wand, you're a secret spy, just like James Bond. He is an MI5 flying penguin agent with rockets on his shoulders, and I find his parts fine. Not the best and not the worst. In open explorative bits with free flying all over the stage, he's a joy.
Also,
and I
penguins
appreciate
can't
how
fly,
you
but
can
they can
toggle
glide.
on a below view for aiming drop missiles while still having full control of flight. But in tight spaces, it's like trying to fit an apple in a nostril. Then we
That's
have
fine, that's
Bentley, a
normal.
friendly Yeti who for some reason is also a London Cockney.
I genuflect to my noble deliverer.
Ding dong! Hello, you I'll have a Jack and Coke on the rocks, so
Oh.
don't worry, I bought my own ice.
that word that is absolutely hated by YouTube.
I don't dislike him whatsoever, but he is my least favorite character to play as, purely because he walks just a little bit too slow for me. I love how he stomps around and smashes everything without any effort and reflects projectiles, but
What the?
a
How
little
can he
bit more
spin like that, like a
speed would have
propeller?
appreciated.
Imagine if you did that,
So big
but
that
if he
drops
spun it
off
like a
the
propeller, if
screen
it
from the
actually
dragon
like
that you just
pulled him
saved.
forward.
Move it! And lastly, there's Jim Carrey Monkey, who uses a rebounding laser gun, grenades, strafing, and first-person sniper shots to get through his sections. I like these a lot. They're good fun, especially when you find his most powerful weapon, the Child Beard Gun. Plus, in those hidden Speedway bonus levels, you get to do them as Hunter. And that makes them better and more fun than Spyro 2 because it does, and you are listening to me. And...
Okay.
Hey, did you know that the first
you know that
ever
in terms
water birth in a video game was in Spyro 3?
What?
Yeah, I'm not joking. Here it is. Welcome to planet Earth, kid. That's what your lungs filling up with water feels like. Alongside all the animal buddies Simon can save for extra gameplay, you can even control Sparks for the first time ever in his own top-down explorative shooting sections, which I really enjoy as well. You
Okay.
can boost, strafe, use limited power-ups all over the place,
Oh,
and
you
when you
gotta
finish
train
each
all
one,
the
you unlock a
enemies.
new permanent ability for Spyro, like pointing Sparks towards the direction of missing gems, an absolute godsend, or giving yourself one extra hit before losing a life. Sure, there's parts which aren't perfect.
Ow! I went boom again.
But there's literally nothing I dislike in this game or don't look forward to. Nothing. The worst part in any single Spyro game that's ever been released is in Spyro 3. Yes, I'm not exaggerating. Spyro 2 has more low points, but this single low point in 3 topples all of them on its own. The boxing match with Bentley and this filthy rat is utterly unplayable. You're supposed to have 3 attacks and a block,
It's
but
supposed to be like
absolutely
Rock'em
none of
Sock'em
these
Robots.
moves come out when you need them to. Either the
Of course
delay
not.
is way too much, or Bentley is way too slow. Whatever the case, this stinking piss rag is able to perform every move at twice the speed as you, and somehow manages to combo.
See,
when
that's
you're
just not
unable
even
to,
fair.
And blocks nearly every attack you perform like he's reading your mind. Hit him, goddamn, hit him, Bentley! Why are you missing him? Don't make me call you by your passport name! I could go on all day about this abominable challenge, especially when you
That's
win
like
one
Wii
egg for
Sports
beating it
boxing.
once, but then need to survive for
This
3
just-
rounds
and it
for
doesn't
a second
register?
egg,
Oh.
and come out the other end with the most health, which if you aren't deathly lucky, will take you over half an hour, and it's enough to give me a Diane Weist infection. Now ask yourself this. If a video game about a platforming purple dragon came out in the year 2000, what will it add into it to make it immediately much better? That's right, skateboarding.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. For the time and age, yeah. Maybe Heelys. Oh, well, nice. Cool, yep, wow. I still have my Heelys.
I shit you not, there's Spyro, the magical fantasy medieval dragon,
Skateboarding.
on a skateboard in space. This is
with rockets on it, by the way.
most long john backwards ass thing I think I've ever seen, but man, I just don't care. It's so much fun, especially the races when you have to keep doing tricks mid-air to build up
somebody
a speed
saying
boost. How can you not
what
love
you
this?
don't
Look
know
at him
about
go.
something.
That's how I feel about Simon 3 as a whole, actually. It can get pretty stupid, but I just don't care because I'm having too much fun with it. And even if I'm not completely enamored with some of the new stuff, it doesn't matter because most of the game is you and Simon. And the increased charging and gliding segments for his gameplay specifically when compared to Spyro 2 are great enough for me to not mind the more experimental angles. My copy of the game is so overplayed and so loved that some of the eggs won't hatch for ages.
Oh, because like, so that's actually a problem with the disc reading. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes Boss 1 just gets stuck and won't stop putting off this sick flip. Hello? What do I do? Help. Sheila, look at this. Can you believe this shit? And Spyro very frequently violates personal space.
Be sure to keep your friend Sparks the Dragonfly healthy, Spyro.
And do you mind getting your nose out of my dress? Wow. And it's even better when Sheila is listening to someone and she's all like, "Burr." This bit always gets a laugh out of me. In the mission where you have to protect the ice skater and you mess it up, the enemies end up playing hockey with her.
Nice.
You can even go to Rome and set fire to the Pope. Okay, you can't do that. But you can skate
okay,
in the
that doesn't sound very nice.
Though. That makes up for it, I will admit. There's also these penguins here in frozen altars with these voices that I can't decide if they're horrifying or a massive turn on.
It would be easy to get up to that treasure if you had something to stand on.
Yeah, they're horrifying.
I don't like the way he said that.
I don't know why, but I feel really cold.
I swear that I'm this close to starring in a Netflix serial killer biopic. Oh, and the music this time? My Christ, the music this time? The music in this game, it just makes me want to.
Wait, so he doesn't have a Mach-E. He actually has a Mustang.
This is one of my favorite video games.
I thought he had a Mustang Mach-E.
Of all time, period. It's everything that made Spyro 2 music so great, but amped up to 11. It's catchier, more percussive and rhythmic, groovier, more varied in genres. And every time I hear any track from it, I go...
Kirby went to a concert with my girlfriend, and before the concert, they were playing like the Minion music from the Insane trilogy. And she sent me a video. I was like, "Oh, look, actually, music Kyle's gonna know." But just imagine going to a concert, waiting, and like everybody's just jamming out to like music like this. Or Crash Bandicoot music, you know? Now, this seems better than the past two. I don't know if this music right here matches that gameplay.
Completely slaps. How many PS1 soundtracks, nay, how many video game soundtracks in general can you say have a song in it that's in 7/8 time signature?
I don't know what that means.
I'm sorry, everyone. I was just listening to Velcro ASMR.
The bosses are pretty good too. There's more of them than in Spyro 2, and they all look and feel completely different from each
bro's
other.
in the lava.
Not to mention,
It'll be fine.
I think they all look pretty threatening as well, which is a plus. This guy used to terrify me as a kid. That face gives me a heart attack. I hate it. One tries to knock you back into lava and then sneezes fire at you. One tries to shoot you with ammo that you can steal from him and use back at him. One flies around the arena, showering you with attacks and other enemies to chase you, and is only vulnerable while moving instead of being stationary. And the sorceress herself is like a mix of all of them together, but now with the added bonus of using temporary vehicles to blow her up. And that's more or less how this all ends. After you've done your best sitting there for 3 hours watching the professor do this.
No. No.
Putting up with Hunter's bullshit.
Thanks. Did you bring any chips?
And saving all the dragons like...
Mingus.
Mingus.
Great name.
Mingus. What kind of name is that? Actually, fair enough. He looks like a
he does look like it, yeah.
A good guy. You beat the sorceress by shooting her in the goddamn head. Then Hunter.
Every boss is in the lava.
Ugh, guys, get a read. I don't want to see this shit. This is a kid's game. There's not supposed to be any lewd in it. Isn't that right, Chris?
Oh my God.
Okay, ignore him. Isn't that right, Jimmy D. Pooper?
Oh. What?
Okay, ignore him. Isn't that right? I hate everything.
Huh?
Okay, if I'm not careful, my channel's gonna be suspended. Help me out, Tom Scott.
Huh?
Oh God, no! But just like
said
any
Tom
Simon
Scott?
game,
That's not
we aren't done
Tom
yet.
Scott.
After we grab every
Tom
single
Scott's the
gem
YouTuber
and
that like
dragon egg in
retired
the
a
game,
year
we
ago.
unlock one final end
Also,
game stage.
Demo
We've been
Ranch.
to Nasty's
Ugh,
Loop.
that hurts.
We've been to Dragon Shores, and now our next stop is.
I mostly
Super
watched
Bonus
Off the
Round.
Ranch.
That's an
I didn't even
awful
watch
name,
Demo
but
Ranch.
you
I
know
watched
what it
Off
does
the
mean?
Ranch.
Yes, everybody, it's time for a surprise.
A bounce round?
I was about to say a surprise Mexican bounce round.
I had Mexican food yesterday, actually.
In all fairness, though, I think this is the best reward of all the games. It calls back to Nasty's Loot in terms of it being another actual level, but now there's way more treasure to steal, way more ways of interacting with the
I like how he
stage,
says
way
steal.
more interesting things to see, places to explore. It's a great unlockable final level. And then this follows on to the true final boss, the Sorceress.
Again.
I don't know how she did it, Spyro, but the Sorceress must have survived that last battle.
She literally got melted in lava.
What?
Wait, how did you get another cameo?
Yeah, I don't know either. It's almost like they ran out of ideas, and the worst thing is that she doesn't even come back
There's
strong
gonna be
or
an angry
angry.
video
She came
game
back
nerd
on her mobility
cameo,
scooter.
right?
This is
Like there has
honestly
to be.
not a very good hidden boss, but you know, it's not Spyro 1, so I don't mind. Goodbye, Grandma. And as for the super secret 100% hidden ending, it is just that. And that's why this is the best fucking game ever. I'm not kidding either. I treasure Spyro 3. It has an adorable wolf puppy you can play fetch
Aww.
with. It has breets. It has a bit where you play Doom. It has a Matrix reference.
I mean, who wasn't doing a Matrix reference in the year
I've never
2000?
seen The Matrix.
It has cowboy dinosaurs. I mean, do you
What?
have any cowboy dinosaurs?
I don't
If you
personally.
do,
I'm
can
fresh
I come
out.
over and see them? It has the ultimate revenge fantasy that surpasses Kill Bill by letting you chase
haven't seen
down
it.
moneybags at the end of the game and burn his completely flame-resistant pants in order to
Nice.
steal all of your gems back from him. And in conclusion, it has the best sound effect of all time. So I think it's
That
safe to
was the
say
best sound effect of all time?
Spyro 3 really is the year of the dragon.
So, Caddy,
Wow,
what's
what a
the
perfect
last
little trilogy for
80
the
minutes of this
PlayStation.
video?
I'm sure glad it stopped there and they didn't try anything else.
They did. Wasn't like Spyro Orange was like the
Hello,
DMX,
Caddy.
okay.
Oh, shave my back. It's my evil twin brother, Baddie.
I bought something for you.
Oh, for me.
It's all the other
You
Spyro
should have.
games.
I deserve it. You know, I'm starting to think that Baddie isn't actually all that bad. I mean, you know, after...
Okay.
I mean, after all,
Also, are we
who
ever
goes
gonna
out
get
their way to
continuation
give you
of
a
the
jigsaw puzzle?
bricks? He has a kid. He
I
has a brick.
wonder what's on.
Is there gonna be a poster for a game, but it's a puzzle? Was that a thing? Did they sell game posters as puzzles?
Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's me. And
Oh.
that means they made another Spyro game.
Spyro, Enter the Dragonfly.
Oh no.
No thanks. So after Insomniac Games left the franchise behind for Ratchet and Clank, we've now got Check 6 and Equinox teaming up to push
Ratchet
this
and
one
Clank,
out on
another
the
one I don't know
GameCube and
anything about.
PS2. As for the
That and
Xbox,
Banjo-Kazooie.
and after they made Enter the Dragonfly, the reviews were so great, they closed down forever. Before anything else, I want to direct you to the demo screen of this game after you leave the start menu running a while, and you are going to watch it with me
Oh, no.
in its entirety.
Oh no. What? This is demo mode? Okay, it's 2 minutes. It's a long time.
Oh, these are nice flowers. Who am I going to pick for this save game then? Ooh. So the game begins and we get our
Do they
first
make
cutscene.
like sugar glass vases?
Yeah, this looks good. Nothing to see here. It all looks top
He had to get a
form. This is
mannequin for
exactly
that.
like an interactive electronic video game. Also, this cutscene cacks. It goes on forever and it really has no right to. Do you want me to paraphrase exactly what happens in this entire cutscene? Wow, isn't
Yes.
everything great? Hello, my G's. Oh no, it's Ripto. What are you doing here? That's a good question. Yeah, it is a good question. What are we doing here? What do you mean, what are we doing here? If you ask me one more question, I'm going to skin you. Now, where was I? Oh yes, that's that's a good question. I'm here because Yeah, that is more or less exactly how this cutscene plays out. It's just a massive, one-sided conversation with Ripto and absolutely nobody else, while they all just stand there and let him steal all of these baby dragonflies. You all deserve to lose everything you care about and watch all that you love turn to dust. After that, we all get an
letting the
uncomfortable look
dragonflies
into
get stolen.
Bianca's flesh mouth, and then off we go to save the dragonflies, or else the other dragons won't be able to use them as human shields. And they have all sorts of cute names like
Bonky?
Hey, it's Fluffy.
That's weird, because dragonflies aren't fluffy.
Not at all.
Hey, it's Sandra.
That's just a name.
Oh my spoiled custard. Is this how the game runs? Is the whole game going to run like this? Well, then someone had better catch it then. Come on, Simon.
It won't be hard.
Exit my dartboard. Why are you like this? Are you dying? Oh no, there's an ice gate that can only be opened by ice breath.
Okay.
Yeah,
or you just run right through
the
it.
Dragonflies is the main mission in this game, but it is much easier to do than you think because, yeah, the game is broken. Nah, it's not just broken, it's been shattered into 1,000 pieces. Infamously, you can even finish the entire game in less than 10 minutes by swimming through a hole in the net.
You can finish the game in less than 10 minutes?
World, and then pissing straight into the final boss portal.
That's awesome.
I like winning.
Now, many years ago, I made a dedicated video about Enter the Dragonfly.
You can...
And I was a puss. I didn't actually bother playing the game. I just broke it, finished it in 10 minutes, and then shoved out a lazy joke video to cover my electric bill. But this time, no such excuses. I played it legit, from start to end. So now I can confidently say, without a doubt, the game is still shat.
I mean, you can finish it in 10 minutes.
Emily? Spyro, I mean, I enjoyed Enter the Dragonfly as a kid.
Shut up! I mean, ostensibly, the game is the same as Spyro 1, 2, and 3, but instead of refining or going forward,
it's very broken.
Things away.
It
Simon
doesn't
1
look
had
like it was
6
play
hub worlds,
tested.
Simon 2 had 3, Simon 3 had 4, and this game has 1. 1 hub world. And not only that, it also has 8 levels. 8
That's
levels
it for the
in
entire
total.
game?
Simon 3 had 21 Simons and Dartboard only has 8. Sure, they are much bigger than previously, and they do things like putting speedway courses inside those levels to beef up a single level instead of split them up. But it also means that there isn't as much visual variety, way too many flat and gaping chasms of spaces where a level should be, barely any gliding challenges aside from like 3 levels, and despite you having new powers,
so this is one that people just don't
elemental breaths, which is an
really
idea I do
throw
love,
in the
there is
the
only
main
one single instance of returning to an older level to find something new with an unlocked breath, and all it involves you doing is grabbing kites by standing on children's heads. This also means the music is pretty limited in comparison to the PS1 games too, and I'm not sure why, but despite it being the same composer, it sounds like it's falling asleep most of the time.
I don't know if that sounds like falling asleep. That does. And yeah, that does too. I don't know if that's falling asleep.
I don't think the music's bad necessarily, it's just too atmospheric and rich for its own good, especially for a game that looks like this. Can't deny though, Cloud9 is a tune. Not to mention, the game is insultingly easy. I breezed through
You can do it in 10 minutes.
Thinking about it. Check out this mission from the halfway point of the game.
Great. Hey, it's Takahiro.
And of course, I'm sure you've all noticed by now, the lag. Now, I can handle a bit of lag, that's not a problem,
yeah.
but what I can't handle is when the lag starts making things run in slow motion.
Because when things start running in slow motion, I can't even tell anymore if I'm jumping or giving birth.
No, don't worry. Your video is not buffering or dropping frames, and you don't have cataracts. This is how the game works.
Recording software
all
was
the
screwing
time.
up.
It never stops. I almost want to get a cheerleading squad in there to encourage it to run properly, and on many occasions it gets so close but just can't quite get there. Come on, Simon, you can do it, you can do it, you can do well,
it's the GameCube, so...
And in some of the speedway missions and tank battles, it goes beyond PowerPoint presentation slides. It's
Dude,
like
that's
looking
rough.
at a newspaper. It's a necessary evil, though, team, because we need to include the fog.
Do we need to?
Grass physics. If there was ever a game I wanted to dive under the hood of and see what the hell is going on with
The
it,
source
it would
code
be
spaghetti
Enter the
would be
Dragonfly.
hilarious.
So I got my mate Boundary Break to look into the inner workings of the game, and this is what he found.
Oh god!
Wow, how did the developers leave that in? And even if the game didn't run like a crusty pair of jeans, the whole thing still feels like it's underwater. Movement is so slow and extremely floaty. The gems take 3 years to hit the ground after you break them out of baskets, and oh man, oh geez, are you a go. I don't mind the general graphics and the level aesthetics.
But
sometimes it can be quite nice, but what is it with these mouth animations? Is your face trying to run away from itself? You can't just take the low poly PS1 Toasty Maker mouths and then smooth them out for the PS2. It was charming back in 1999, but in 2002 it all looks like a pair of old socks.
Why do they vibrate like that too?
And on top of all of that, as you could quite clearly see earlier, the game isn't finished.
Oh. Let me guess. Subtitles gonna pop later.
And I'm not talking about the gameplay removals either. Technically, it's a disaster as well. Have you ever played a game where there's a loading screen? To load a loading screen. Spyro has no drop shadow, making gliding a total
a couple games that have that though.
Enemies don't attack you. Spyro gives up walking and just floats everywhere. The progression atlas disappears and turns black. Spyro gets stuck in ladders. Charging decides to stop working entirely. Sound effects disappear at random.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think the game was play tested.
Being needed for one single part of the game doesn't even make its target when you do need it. Spyro loves to do these random falling animations after charge jumps and completely stop you in your tracks mid-air.
Oh, that's
annoying. The milk breath you get from space candy has no range. What? The camera controls often stop working entirely whenever you move. The camera forgets that it's supposed to be looking at you all the time. Sparks just refuses to eat butterflies when he desperately needs them for extra hit points. The Spitfire machine gun needs to be tapped over and over again to fire instead of just held down. Your flame breath sometimes doesn't attack at all. The characters are always turning into statues.
It's consistently inconsistent. Cool.
Uh-oh, he stopped. Can someone put a pound in him? Then there's my favorite one. Whenever you're in the
tank,
you're able to twist the turret with the shoulder buttons whenever you're stationary. But then when you start moving, you're allowed to twist the turret left, but then twisting it right stops working, only when you're moving. This game is incredible. And taking the coding issues out of the way and the gameplay being stripped back from the PS1 days, the game's also unfinished in other weird ways, like with good old Rage Against the Machine Bag, who only appears one single time in the entire game.
For what?
Level 1 and never comes back.
What do you buy from him?
The best, because I don't like your cultural appropriation. And there's this bit where you talk to a monkey, finish a sliding mission, get a dragonfly, and then the game makers forgot to make the monkey offer you an extra dragonfly for doing the mission again on hard mode. So Sparks just turns around to you and says, "Oh, wait a second. There's another dragonfly mission here, but the monkey forgot to tell you about it. So do you want to do the slide again?" Oh, and speaking of Sparks, most of the time he has the same voice in Spyro 3 that I love dearly. Except for one single instance when Spyro insults him and he outright just says the word "hi." You can look up reviews of this game when it first came out on the internet, but honestly, I don't think it's possible to review this game. They're all just encyclopedias of everything wrong with it.
Hey, it's Shadow.
So when all is said and done and you can't stomach it any longer, you end up at the final boss, Ripto. Oh, no, wait, I meant the only boss, Ripto. What is this game's daddy issues? And the boss itself is... well, it's on brand, I'll give it that. Also worth mentioning that if you start this fight off, you have bricked your save file and can never leave the fight until you beat the game. So if you're going for 100%, do not go into the boss portal. You'll never come back. The fight itself is pretty but the best thing about it is that after you beat him, you get this cutscene.
I mean, he's just looking at the ground. Bro's like, oh, I oughta.
Yes. Enter the Dragonfly genuinely feels like a load of people got together in a meeting.
The dude just vanished
and said, "Hey guys, I've got 8 new Spyro level ideas," and the rest of the team said, "Thank you." That is all. It is
That's all we need.
The first of quite a few Spyro games that doesn't make me go. In fact, the game is so bad, I don't even think any children's TV presenters on CBBC would take a paycheck to advertise it to kids, would they, Chris Johnson?
Oh, they'll buy anything. CBBC's been showing the exact same episode of Tracy Beaker on a loop for
I don't know
years,
what that is.
And none of them have noticed. Little pricks.
So that's why you don't present CBBC anymore. The only major drops of praise I can give this game are that it gives you the ability to warp to any level right from the pause menu once you've already visited it. The sliding missions are admittedly a lot more fun than Spyro 3, and above all, at least it isn't racist.
Are you sure about that?
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
By the way, guys, you can keep your trouble with the trolley, shit. The one phrase I had to hear at least 6 goddamn times over was
Defend the Puffy Palace?
this dog fight is dog bad. The enemy planes can drain your health in seconds. They're too hard to hit. There's no aiming reticle.
Why are they
and the
on
battleships
beds?
take at least 1,000 missiles to take down. And after every 30 seconds of each failed attempt, I got thrown back to the goddamn defend the Puffy Palace. The only way I could win this mission is by giving the battleships a good old ram over and over again while spamming the ever-loving hell out of the missile button. Because that's fun, isn't it? Actually, yes it is. Especially if it means avoiding
defend the Puffy Palace.
Luke, that wasn't even close.
Oh. Great microphone. That's what I have.
You're an embarrassment. The most annoying thing about Exit My Dark
Now knows how I
is
feel.
that the base is definitely there. I can see a started game. I can see a natural extension from PS1 Spyro to PS2 Spyro. It's extremely close to being a competent, simple, yet effective bit of comfort food, like a peanut butter sandwich, except it's a peanut butter
Where's the
sandwich
jelly?
that has the bread, but replace the peanut butter with more bread. That's what this is.
Brother,
Spyro 4
where's
is a
the
bread
jelly?
Sandwich. Oh, and who
Or
in
jam?
Satan's pantry signed off on this credits image? I mean, I like it. It's funny. Wait a second, is your name Two-Eyed Willy?
Thing is, though, I didn't just decide to play every level and beat the game. I
Piercing?
decided to beat it all. I completed this game 100%. I got
sorry.
everything. I did everything. Just for the chance of having an extra cool hidden bonus ending thing, just like in all the other 3 Spyro games.
But you could
And what
just
did I get
look
here?
it up on
I got
YouTube.
a
Well, I
secret
did for
ending
Crash
cutscene.
too.
And what was it?
Well, everything is finally back to normal.
Dude, the mouth.
Isn't it, Spyro?
Nope, it's not.
Spyro
That was
into
it.
the Dragonfly makes me want to piss the bed.
Oh, is he gonna assemble a bed in a field?
I wish I didn't have to sit on a sofa and commit to playing a bad game on a giant TV, you know? Why can't I just play classic Spyro whenever I want, wherever I want?
Now, son, turn that frown upside down because Spyro the Dragon went portable.
Oh no.
Part 2. You're a bit small, aren't you? Yes, everyone. Even though the start of the PS2 was a bit of an old egg for the Dragon, Simon seemed to flourish on the Game Boy Advance for multiple games before the next mainline console title, starting off with Simon Silly Old Ink. Look at it. It's Spyro, all right. He's running, he's jumping, he's flaming, he's charging, he's gliding, he's even hovering.
That doesn't
It's
look
just
bad.
like classic Spyro.
I like the colors.
But now you can't see it. This is Season of Ice, with Digital Eclipse being the ones who made it. And before they even started making the game, they had to leap over one major obstacle.
What? The Game Boy Advance? I never had a Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Advance SP.
It doesn't fit.
So if they were going to make a Simon game fit into
Also,
a
you check out my
GBA,
reaction to
Sacrifices must be
Switch 2
As
stuff.
you can see, it
I
is pretty
did those
close
videos.
to PS1 Simon, but with a shitload of cubes. So if you like cubes, you're gonna love this. With it being a Game Boy Advance game, you
actually, a
can't see
friend of
much
mine
the
is
screen
pretty
around
good
you.
friends with
There's
Ice
tons
Cube.
of moments you'll get hit off screen and die instantly. It's
Technically,
difficult to
he's my
tell sometimes
manager,
What height things are for
but
longer glides.
I think at this point, me and him are
They did a great
friends.
job here.
Is what I would be saying, but the
Problem is, I don't really like Season of Ice. And no, it's not just because they brought Moneybags back. He doesn't even carry bags of cash anymore. He's on Visa. The controls are pretty
Oh,
tight.
he's gone
You
digital,
can do most
okay.
of the moves you're accustomed to. You collect gems and find hidden items.
got a new
You
credit
save
card
a main
today and
collectible to
immediately
keep unlocking the
paid
rest of
my
the game,
taxes
this time
with
being
it.
fairies. Getting extra
That's
lives
cool.
is as simple as burning small animals.
Had to
and
get
it
a-
only takes 3, 7, or
get a
40
whole
of them.
new
Even
credit card
Sparks
just
has its
to
levels again.
pay my
They feel
taxes,
right at
'cause
home on the GBA.
double
the core
taxes.
is here. But everything around it is all
Great.
mushy and smelly. The charge is way too quick for the screen size, and if you ever use it for more than a few seconds, there's a 95% chance you're getting prune skin. And yes,
Oh,
you
he just
can
can't
use the
swim.
left trigger to look around you, but that's only
It's like
when
an
you're
inkling.
standing dead still. So whenever you move into another part of the game, you will not see what's coming up unless you keep stopping, looking, and then moving
And that's
a few
not
steps
fun.
forward.
Be
Oh,
me,
leave me alone,
me.
you rag! And in the cruelest twist of fate, if you die, you lose all of your progress
die in the game,
level,
you die
except
in
for
real
the
life.
gems and enemy defeats. There's no checkpoints at all, and with levels like these where everything looks
I'm
the
just
damn
making
same,
sure it's still
trying
recorded
to
because this video is
re-find
so
treasure chest
long.
keys that then stick into a
I
treasure
want to
chest
say
and
we're
have no
about
clue where
40
it was
gigabytes
before,
in of
or refinding all the
storage
optional
used.
items to burn around the level for an extra fairy is utterly miserable. Made even worse when you were killed unfairly by an off-screen attack, or whenever Spyro gets hit in general and decides to slide backwards for like 5 hours until he falls right into his tomb. Oh, and even if you don't manage to die and complete objectives that involve exploring these copy-paste box factories, you get forcibly teleported to the middle of Dickville nowhere and then need to figure out how to get back
There's
to
probably a
where
place
you were
called
before.
Dickville.
I don't know what square I was at before. The game has no map to tell me. I can't do this all on my own. I'm not Biden, but at the absolute very least,
That's
you
Bush,
can do
but...
this. And I'm sure there's a million other things I forgot to mention about this game. Have you got anything, Thaf?
Who?
What?
Oh my god, you're right!
I don't know who that is.
To mention that. And while I'm whining about a 21-year-old game that nobody cares about, the bosses suck too. This is Grendor, the main villain. He appears twice.
I mean, that's a
you
pretty
fight him twice.
evil
He
sounding
has a head.
name.
Twice. Who is he? What's his breakage? Why should I care? Why does Grendor sound like a cough syrup? I don't know.
I mean,
but
it
I can
reminds
give
me of
him credit
6'5"
for giving us
Grendel, which
break
is a
from all of
bullet.
the cubes in the
God,
game
I'm
by
so
throwing
American.
balls at us instead. There's also these speedway levels in the game that are visually impressive and try to stay as faithful to the PS1 speedways as possible. And I don't mind these, but they share the same problem with the rest of the game, being that they're all the same. The visuals are the same, the challenges are the same, the level designs are the same, the bosses are the same. This is Spyro Sameson of same. And then
okay, it's like, what is it, Dark Souls or
potato
Elden Ring with the copy-paste button?
You can only unlock the second
it's a Maxer
boss,
reference.
that is, the final boss, by beating the
I played
game
Elden Ring like twice.
100%.
Did
Thanks
not
for the
get past
reward of
Margaret.
letting me finish the game by having to treat it like Elon Musk's hairline and comb it back to front. And the ending of the game, no joke, is Grendor having his two-headed problem fixed, followed by, okay, I'm sorry.
I don't have a two-headed problem.
And then the final insult to close it all off is that you
cooperate.
unlock a bonus Sparks game, which is just asteroids, but with this face. Merry Christmas.
You know what? I'm shocked. As a kid, I used to love this game. But now I just agree with his bullies. I don't want to play with this thing anymore.
No, wait, don't get rid of it yet.
Oh, hello. Look, everybody. It's Wallace Big. What are you doing here?
I have a good game for you on the Game Boy. Don't give up on it now.
Why are you shouting? You're already massive.
Here, take this. It is usually
It's like that
much
one dude
smaller,
from
but in my
Florida,
big hand,
the
it is
basketball
much
player.
bigger because I am so big.
Wow. Thank you so much, Wallace Big.
Is he like 7'10" or something like that?
Big, ain't he?
So first off, we had Simon, silly old ink, and now we have Simon 2.
Season of Flame instead of Season of Ice.
Now, I love this box art. It's incredible. Gone are the days of creative collages of characters
with
and
a
colourful
skateboard.
New worlds. No, we're just gonna have face. And before I get into the nitty-gritty, I can definitely say out the gate that not only is Spyro 2 GBA so much better than the first one,
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
but it's also actually probably one of my favorite GBA games of all time. No, I'm not
Really?
pulling you. This isn't unironically great.
I remember I had a
game, and it's the first
Beyblades
time for a
game
few games now that I
for
can finally
my
say
Game
makes me
Boy.
go. The idea is the same as the first, and from the initial glance, it looks exactly the same. But trust me, it's far from it. I mean, look, it has slopes. First off, the controls are way better. You've got more mid-air control while jumping. You move slightly slower while running and charging, but that just makes it way easier to charge everywhere without running off the stage. The camera moves automatically towards the direction you move, giving you more chance to see what's coming. They brought the changing elemental breaths back from Enter the Dragonfly for different styles of attack and puzzle solving. And yeah, there's puzzles now. It's not just a run around and pick everything up spiel. You have side missions with different things to do, more secrets to explore. Moneybags is... There's no more repetitive speedway shooting sections, and instead, these Sheila and Agent 9 levels that offer totally different and fun gameplay styles, like side-scrolling run and gun missions, which I really get a kick out of.
In a
or
Spyro
isometric,
game?
slower-paced puzzle platforming.
Okay.
And Sheila's dialogue face looks like... There's power-up gates now for extra powerful breath attacks for further puzzles, or even new ways of exploring the better-designed levels. And if you get lost, oh my god, there's a map! Which shows you where you are, blacks out the areas you haven't explored yet, and even shows you where level
like Fog of
doorways
War,
are on the
okay.
hub world. Sliding backwards when getting hit has been totally removed, which is great enough on its own, but even if you do die, it doesn't matter, because all of your collection progress during the level is saved, except for the treasure chest key. Why? And you don't go back to the beginning of the level because there are checkpoints throughout now. And the music, oh, the music is so...
It's very sharp music. I mean, I would have never even listened to it. Like, my DS, my Game Boy Advance SP, my Game Boy Color stayed muted 100%.
Along with
If
doing
they
new
somehow
and different
accidentally
things in each
got
stage,
turned
whenever you
up
do
and I turned
complete
it
a
on,
mission,
it was
you also
immediately,
don't get
oh
randomly
god,
picked up
off.
and spat out on a bit of dirt 3 miles away from where you just were. And you even collect fireflies in this game, which is
Like, I
class.
just-
It's way better than
no.
collecting lame-ass fairies. I don't want to collect them. What do I look like, a wuss? They always get in your hair and... Oh, so itchy. Oh,
I mean, I found spiders in my hair.
Fairies in my fur!
It's not fun.
There aren't only more bosses to fight, but there are also Crush, Gold,
Literally
and Ripto from
watched
Spyro 2.
Insidious.
Not my favorites, but still more
'Cause my
familiar and better
ex-girlfriend wanted to
executed
watch
than
it.
whatever this thing is that can service 2 at once.
You know what
And
else
then
I
just
noticed?
started
Sparks
finding
keeps wanting to
spiders
say
in my
ass
hair.
and the game never lets him. He's always just about to say it, but then the game chickens out like it's E for everyone or something. This will not
nice.
do, Nintendo. Sparks needs his ass. Hashtag let Sparks say ass.
Literally everything wrong with Season of
You know
Ice
when
is
hashtags
fixed here,
were a
and I
thing?
couldn't be happier about that. Even the little things like each playable character flying back to the hub world is great. It's a flying ape. And character dialogue having these noises is great.
Oh, kind of reminds me of, you know, a Toby
Sounds
Fox
like when I'm
game.
trying to fit on a tight boot. I also love to stand on moving platforms and hold the look button down. Bye-bye, Simon. The only part I really don't like is this one mission here when you've got to use electric breath to protect a mouse loading a rocket ship. Mainly
That's
because for
normal.
some baffling reason, the lightning breath just doesn't work, only in this
Oh,
part of the
why?
game too.
Do you
But
have
who
to-
cares?
what-
I can't be angry at the first video game ever to have a level made out of runny green cheese.
I think Todd is looking a little tired, don't you?
You don't have to 100% the whole game
Me
to
when I
finish
wake
it
up.
either. And if you do choose to 100% it, you unlock a bonus game from the main menu called Sparks Panic, which I thought he was
Panic?
doing in the other game.
Always.
Now it's basically the exact same Sparks shooting you already know by this point, but it's wave-based now. And then you can even play
Okay.
Dragon Giraffes! Although, if
Is
you're
that
playing
just
with
checkers?
me,
Yeah,
you don't play
checkers.
drafts. You lose it.
Oh.
I know that sound. Is
that Aku Aku?
You know, that's the great thing about Cash, isn't it? It doesn't matter wherever I go or whatever I do.
He's always here.
He's always there. And that's what I love about him, is that he's never able to leave me alone. And you know what? That's fine with me. That's my lot in life. Crash and I, we're
loves
both
Crash.
linked at the hip. There's nothing that anybody can do about that. And wherever I go and whatever I do, he's always going to be there. That's totally fine with me. I've got no problem with
And you know the small price to pay for such a great game? Every so often, you get a tiny tad of slowdown. But honestly, that really
okay.
doesn't bother me. I like to look at Spyro 2 GBA like a little old man. Yeah, he may slow down occasionally, but he's got more wisdom to make up for it.
True.
And he hates foreigners.
Those Doc Martens, yes they
Well,
are.
it's big, you weren't lying. This game actually turned out pretty great. So thanks so much for the wreck.
Well, you know.
No, I don't.
I don't. Literally don't.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. No, great bye. Have a great bye.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, tall people problems.
You're big.
I know, yes, it has its downsides, or should I say downsize. Ha!
I don't really have that problem. I'm not that tall. I'm actually kind of short. Compared to everyone else in my... Well, my dad and brother are both taller than me. So I'm short. But I'm
So
not.
who wants to throw me the next game?
What is that grip? What is that grip?
Well, thank God, it's only taken 7 games and Spyro is finally going on an adventure. This is Spyro Adventure, also
His
known
first.
as Attack of the Rhinox in the US, or as
Oh.
I like to call it, Simon. Awesome, I have rubella. Ooh, what's this?
Isn't
mini
rubella
game
a
from the
type of, like,
start?
sandwich?
Bird rescue. Ooh, let's see what this is about.
Oh, I was saying just 5. Like, how long does snail sleep? 5.
This is the 3rd game in the GBA series made by Digital Eclipse, and this one
Do
in
they still
particular
exist?
eclipses the rest. Indie Mouse, please laugh at my Spyro joke.
Caddy, what did I tell
Domain
you about
expansion.
calling me about these stupid dragon games?
You're right, it was funny. And that's because this game tries something
That's
a little
signed by
bit
Ray
different.
Chase.
It's the standard
Voice of
GBA
Sukuna and Choso.
Simon Fair,
Also New
but
Valette.
now open world. And I really
Nezuko.
like this idea. In fact, no, I don't like it.
Trevor Lawrence.
I love it. There's individual large quests scattered around every level in the giant single hub world, and lots of backtracking when acquiring new power-ups to explore previously inaccessible areas to find more quest items that are needed in earlier
And then there's
stages.
a
And this
Tate
is all a
McRae
great
signed
direction for
CD
the
right
portable
there.
series, except Okay, so with the game being open now, the individual side levels are much smaller than the other games to compensate navigation. But even with a map, that doesn't mean much when trying to find characters for quest items is a total pain when all the NPCs look the damn same, and I don't remember who these people are or where the hell to find them. Is this guy over here Steve? How about you? Are you Steve? And this guy, are you Steve,
name tag.
Or are you Air Force Joe? This game takes the worst of ice and the best of flame and mixes them together to create...
water.
A load of wet. You'll find all of these multicolored
Why
chests
is there a
all over the
leaf?
game that require keys that you need to find two halves of each scattered around the rest of the game. Once you assemble the key, you can then go back and unlock all of these chests of the same color across every level in the game. And there's no indication what levels they're in or whereabouts they are. Some are in side rooms, some are hidden on high platforms, and some are just laying around like dead cats. And I would just go ahead and not worry about them if they were all full of optional gems for the sake of 100% completion. But I can't ignore them because some chests have gems and some have extremely valuable items to further progress the game. Meaning, whether you like it or not, you have to go back through the whole game every single time you assemble a new key and find all of the chests in every level just in case you missed one with a quest item in it. And if the chest is hiding in one of the side rooms, you'd better pray it's not one of the ones that need 2 buttons being pressed at totally opposite points of the level under a time limit every single time you need to get into that side room. No, it doesn't stay open. You have to do this every single time. And
Moneybags Vault.
You get in there and you haven't got the right colored key yet, but unless you write it down, how are you gonna know? I'm a kid playing this on a Game Boy Advance in the back of my car trying not to throw up.
That's so unrealistic. That's a BMW using its turn signal.
Policeman. It's pretty cool that Agent 9 came back, you know, good for him, but he ended up trading his laser pistol for a Dyson, which is because instead of the fun and tricky running gun segments from Season of Flame, these are slow and awkward stealth segments where if you get spotted one single time, you have to
There was a stealth mission in my Genshin stream today. Well, technically yesterday because it's almost 1 a.m.
Everything down. And if you want to talk about slow, take a look at Sergeant Byrne making his first playable debut on the G-BA. Well,
you couldn't get spotted.
I didn't realize Spyro's
but the path you had to take was right in front of somebody.
I'm sorry. All you do is hit the
but they don't
over and over again to ascend.
They don't move or anything
machines trying to attack you
until you walk right in front of them. Then they turn around.
You can either save one at a time and keep going back and forth, which takes
no one ever moved
forever,
until that one
or collect
moved.
multiple ones all at once at the cost of being slower, heavier, and meaning you have to ram the fly button even faster, like you're angrily showing your crewmates where the hidden gold is. It sounds the same, looks the same.
What is that face? Oh.
And mostly feels the same. But Spyro Adventure for me is just way too lofty and open-ended for its own good without giving you the necessary tools to make it feel as fun to play as Season of Flame. Well, actually, I say that it sounds the same, but I take that back because the music this time is...
Okay. Okay.
On top of that, you fall through the floor more times than I think should legally be allowed. Agent 9's grappling hook does not work properly. Moneybags is now pink, and most of the missions are now just...
There's nothing wrong with that.
Spyro, look out! A thief has stolen one of the dragon babies, and you've gotta stop him!
What? Did he just...
Yeah, all right.
Matador
One of the
you?
things we need to save the world is in this safe that you can't get in.
Well,
I'm in.
you're in
Also,
it. Yeah,
I think
literally.
Moneybags now has a kid, which means I can't look at him anymore without knowing that someone rode him.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but after playing all these GBA games, I'm getting sick of looking at squares. Can I please get a game that just has no squares in it for a change?
Maybe.
I know. Maybe there's one over to my left.
I can't believe those things you just said.
Oh, look, everybody. It's my cousin, Squaddy.
You shapist.
Oh, come on, Squaddy. I've been looking at squares all day. I just want to break
Dude, I saw the Minecraft movie yesterday.
We'll take a break from this.
They kept talking.
Oh.
1911.
Fun.
Nice.
Brown boy, my face is up here.
Sorry, I just didn't realize you people were so violent.
They made one more Spyro GBA game, known everywhere as Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy.
No.
Although it's more commonly known in the UK as Simon Fudge. And not only is this the final standalone Spyro game on the Game Boy that wasn't a port and not made by Digital Eclipse, but it was also a crossover game.
With Crash
crossover game with
Panuka.
another platforming juggernaut that you all know and love.
Is it Snoik?
No.
No, Eggman. It's the one, the only, Mickey Mouse.
No, it's not. No.
What?
Cameo! Oh yeah, after
I
years
don't
of suspense and
know, like,
build-up,
any of these
teasing fans
people.
all over the world by Naughty Dog and Insomniac hiding Crash and Spyro demos in each other's PS1 games, the two best-known PlayStation mascots were finally getting together on a system that needed a lamp. And yes, this also means Spyro and Crash's villains team up too, this game having Ripto and Cortex as bad guys. And the story they have here is that Ripto and Cortex team up to stop Crash and Spyro.
Okay.
And look, oh my god, guys, there he is, together
Banuka
on screen
Boy.
in the same game for the first time ever.
Surprised it took that
Become
long
best
for that to
friends
happen.
After a boss battle where Spyro stands still, does absolutely nothing, and murders Crash with Molotov cocktails. What I don't understand, though, is that if it worked in Spyro Orange, why doesn't it work for me on Tinder?
Stop.
What we have here is a Simon side-scroller, which, you know what, I'm not completely against. We've had 3 games of bastard squares taking all of our jobs, and now we have this. I'm fine with it, and we can run, jump, and... yes, we don't charge anymore, and we don't glide. 2 of the things that made Simon Simon. A
Yeah, it
controversial
made it
move
different.
I will
Well,
never
I guess they tried to
understand,
make
but
it like
not as
Crash
much as how I
Banuka.
don't understand this. This is the replacement glide, everyone. Having a mid-air fit. And you know what? I wouldn't mind the lacking inclusion of 2 of Spyro's most defining things if the flame wasn't a useless spit on the floor that never hits any enemies, and if it didn't control as slippery as it does. You don't need to throw soup at Van Gogh to protest oil. Just make people play Spyro Orange and they'll never want to see oil again.
Dude.
I am barely just about to make the jump
When you
from
start
tiny
looking
platforms
into
here, and most of the time I do
that
it is without
organization,
jittering on the
oh,
D-pad to land
God.
accurately because of just how oiled up the floor feels all over the game. It's worse than your local kebab shop. And once you mix
I
already
don't think I
slippery
have a
controls
local
with
kebab
slippery ice
shop.
in the ice
I actually
well,
had a
just
kebab for the first time
burn it, make it
almost
water,
2 weeks ago.
I'll drink it, I'll spit it out, I'll soak it up, and then I'll eat it. This can't be all the game is, though. And you're right. So what else do you do here? You find portals to mini-games, beat them, and that is it. Spyro Orange is a minigame collection in disguise, and not a very good one. This is what the game considers a fully fledged minigame.
Whoa. I get it.
Do you want to play Breakout, but while the ball is on a tractor? Do you want to play a slow anti-gravity mech game where you collect 1 bullet at a time and fire 1 bullet at a time? Do you want to play an auto-scrolling flying shoot-'em-up stage where nothing happens? Do you want to play an auto-scrolling flying shoot-'em-up stage where nothing happens? Do you want to play an auto-scrolling tank shoot-'em-up stage when... Oh, wait, sorry, let me just flip this.
Does something happen?
Do you want to play an auto-scrolling flying shoot-'em-up? Repetition is this game's mantra,
Perfect
and even for the ones
rotation.
that don't copy each other or repeat, every single minigame here is dreadful. In fact, it can all be perfectly summed up by the first ever portal you jump into. Spyro very slowly jumping over holes in a Jeep.
With missiles?
That's it. That's the Spyro Orange experience condensed. And for the love of God, keep to the sides of all of the flying stages because the middle will always trap you into a game over that you can't see coming. Stay away from the center. Like a pizza. Nobody wants that bit. And some of these minigames go on for an eternity.
Wait, do people not like the middle of
Tell you
pizzas?
this, when me and my sister were kids, I got Crash Purple for Christmas while she got this, and she loved it, didn't you, Rosie?
What?
See? She's an idiot. I've never played a game
I like how
before
she
where the
also
game
has a
itself
video game
feels
collection.
Like it doesn't care. I've never been more acutely aware of a game
That makes me wonder,
nearly reaching sentience
do their
and
parents
telling
have
me
collections as
itself
well?
It is bored. Spyro Orange is alive and wants you to end it. Even Moneybags doesn't give a shit here. All he does is ask for money so you can buy trading cards, which
Oh, he
do
talked about this in
absolutely nothing. And the shopping experience itself...
Was it all the, what, portable Crash games video from a couple weeks ago? And it's like random, I think, with the cards.
I love shopping here. Do you have a loyalty card? The only real triumphant moments of the game appear when you win a minigame. And even then, Spyro doesn't even look like he knows what just happened.
There's no thoughts behind those eyes.
You did it. Oh yeah, I did.
What'd I do?
You know what theme I've noticed throughout this whole game? Depression.
Oh.
I'm being serious. I think this game is about depression. This new character, Blink the Mole, is always hiding underground, away from the sun. In Cortex's boss fight,
the sun
he
is a
just
deadly
gives
laser.
up halfway through and accepts his inevitable death. Whenever Spyro wins tug-of-war matches against creatures trying to destroy his world and kill his friends, he looks sorry for them. Sergeant Bird hung himself, and in every cutscene, Spyro never looks happy. Follow me, Crash.
Oh.
Bosses don't even try to hurt you. They're more interested in jollying themselves or slumping left and right over and over again while all you do is jump over them to win. The only real
That's all you do to
challenges
win. You don't
with
have to
Crush
fight
and
them. You just have to
Gulp
jump over
together,
them.
and even then, Gulp tries so little to actually hit you that Spyro falls asleep.
The whole game,
That's funny.
from start to end, took me 46 minutes to finish.
Wow.
And 5 of those minutes were when I paused the game because I had to take a massive crap. So in an effort to add more value to the game, do you know what they did? They locked the final
Couldn't
world
they connect the
out
two?
until you beat every mini game before it 3 times each.
Why? How do you even find that out? Why?
What? Everything again? 3 times each.
Oh,
Most
I
of
guess
the
they
mini
just
games
say
are
it.
copies of each other anyway. Are you trashed? No, not having it. I am not having it. Not having
He's
it.
gonna do it
Jim
anyway.
Caddick, 28, male, not having it. Why didn't you tell me about this lady pelvic?
Get over here, you damn
Who?
whore. Felix! Huh?
Oh my god, I'm so
Who
sorry.
were
for the
those?
loss.
Let's be real, you'd have to be mental
Like
to play
figures.
the whole game again 2 more times with tiny little changes in difficulty just so you could get to the last world.
He did it.
So you get to the final world of the game, and
Yeah.
lo and behold, it's exactly the same as all the other worlds, with the same mini-games and the same slipperiness, the same pitiful everything. With the final boss being a carbon copy of the final boss from Crash Bandicoot Purple, which you
Undertale?
don't have to access in that game by beating
Undertale.
every mini-game 2 extra times. And
Undertale.
finally ending with Spyro looking like... But my absolute favorite bit, the best bit of the game entirely,
You did it!
is that near the end, there's the hardest platforming sequence in the whole thing, full of long jumps, airborne enemies, leaps of faith, and it takes a
and you-
while to get through
oh, so you
it.
can't
But
see
once
where
you
you-
do get through it, the reward waiting for you at the end
Is
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, nice. That's
The
a pretty good
hidden
reward.
secret of the game, locked behind the hardest part of it, is one of the main characters.
I'm not exaggerating when I say this is one of the worst games I've ever played. I can't
Wow.
stand it, and I never want to play it again. So long, Scroat.
I was expecting to see a golf. Cool.
I'm a real fire dragon.
I mean, I did that with a.
The next games had better be good or I'll burn down an orphanage. Well, hopefully after the
a
disaster
box
of
of-
Spyro Orange, we can
what
finally
is it
get
called?
somewhere
Pura Flakes?
with Simon
From
a
Ruby?
Happy Teeth.
With a
Hero's
flaming
Tale came
arrow?
out in late 2004
Fun
for
times.
PS2, GameCube, and Xbox right after
I did that like
Orange.
Thanksgiving
And from now on, we've got
in
no
front of
more of
all
the
of my
original
cousins.
teams behind the first few games. Different voice actors, developers, composers, the lot.
I still have the box.
Maybe for
It's
the
right
best,
down there.
I don't know. He knows. By the way, don't let this cover fool you. Even though it looks like a George R.R. Martin epic, you start the game up and get...
Dude!
Are we ever getting Winds of
dudes
Winter?
drain my pool, dude! I mean,
Dude.
So after Spyro Orange, everything is just and as it should be. The game opens with a familiar face, Nasty Knockers, and then this new ultra-mean baddie appears to try and take over the world with a face like a crumpled sewage pipe. His name is Red. I hope we find out why he's called that. The intro
Yeah,
to our goodies
we'll never know.
begins, and who is Red?
That's the fallen dragon, Red. I'm sure you've heard all about him.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, we don't know, and we don't care. In this whole game, we never seem to care. We get hit on, don't care. We fight a thick old fish woman, don't care. We lose 80 dragon eggs from a nursery,
80?
no need to chase after the thieves, don't care. We get told
What?
to collect things to power this
Don't
thing,
care?
don't care. And the professor doesn't seem to care either.
What exactly do you need to collect?
I don't know. Light gems?
Fine.
This voice acting got better.
Light gems.
You know what?
8?
This is
How do
just
you
the
know?
levity I
Why'd you
needed.
ask if you
I
already
really
knew?
like this. This is actually kind of funny. But
quiz?
hey, you! Who the hell is Red?
I'm old.
I actually really like the story here. No one gives a shit from start to end, and it's pretty entertaining. Plus, it allows the game itself to be played more than watched, which is good, because Hero's Tale is really good. In fact, no, it's great. Yeah, I said it. These reviews, they're all wrong.
Small dark holes. Not a problem
Nope.
for me, Spyro.
Oh, the lamp. Oh, nice throw.
This game is another attempt of Spyro-esque gameplay in a more open-world setting. And you know what? It's not the best open-world game I've ever played, but for Spyro, I think it pretty much nails it. Not only is the open-world idea extremely fluid and well-executed, with
I do
tons of
not like
fast travel
open-world
stations
games.
and a great map system to show where you have and haven't been, but the world you travel to have some of the most engaging and creative gliding puzzles and tricky enemies to get by in the whole series. The movement controls are really smooth, the charge is really snappy, and I love that it gallops this time. It even feels so good to just run around in circles and see how Simon's body snakes around behind you. That is great attention to animation. There's no stiffness, no floatiness, no charge jumping, and no hovering. Okay, it's not perfect. Why is there no hover? Can someone get me my cyanide?
Hey. Do you need the hover?
Derek, you are way too eager to give me that.
Why do you have that?
For you, man.
Also, what is that plush?
That is a baffling exclusion. The hover has been a staple for years, and even on the Game Boy Advance. Why has it gone now? The lack of hover makes some jumps unnecessarily annoying. What? You can pull yourself up from ledges? Good for you.
That's cool.
Matey.
Mantling's cool.
Everything else, though, is terrific. Gems fall out of baskets and metal crates extremely quickly, and Sparks picks them all up quicker than you can... And even though,
it's fine.
Yes, the hover is gone, the new double jump is a decent enough replacement. And you know what? I also love the way that you can hold the breath button down now and trail the breath attack for a few seconds to cover more area and distance. It's more like a spray than a breath, but it works great. Even better when you mix in the returning additional elemental breaths. And unlike Exit My Dartboard, each breath provides a brand new way to attack and puzzle solve that all have their own costs and benefits instead of all being basically the same attack but looking slightly different. Fire is the same as always.
Yeah.
Electric can penetrate armor but also needs to be held down for longer to kill anything. Ice freezes practically everything, but also means you have to charge into enemies after freezing them. And water breath pushes wood. I hate this breath. You might as well have Spyro spit sand on everyone's face.
Sick.
Goobus, I asked you to animate Spyro eating sand, you waste of space. Okay, hold the phone. Who signed off on this character? No, this isn't a glitch.
Flame?
This is a
That's
separate
not Spyro.
character. It's just another model of Spyro.
Just
colored
red.
Salsa. This is peak character design. I love it.
It's just
also,
red.
The power-up gates are back for invincibility and supercharging. Always a pleasure to see. This genuinely feels like a natural evolution from PS1 to PS2 for what a Spyro game should be aiming to try and do for a new generation. I really dig it. And it has been way too long since a Spyro game has made me go... The bosses are also actually bosses again. Thank bosses. You've got Nasty Nork with his very supportive bra, and
I like how he's having such a great
boss
time.
1, and he puts up way more of a fight compared to Spyro 1 as a final boss. Then there's the Sea Woman, who is honestly completely pathetic.
I'm going to tear you to pieces!
I doubt that.
But can you please wait? I really need a nap.
She isn't a threat.
Who takes a nap right there?
Even this mammoth here is more of a danger, and the first time you see him, he...
That was impressive.
Rip.
Relax, buddy. Spyro's still alive. I know, because if he weren't, we'd be going back to a previous save.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth wall break.
This is the first game in the series where we can actually control Hunter. Well, you know, on the ground and
not in the air, yeah.
Flapping. And I find it really fun. It's basically more of Spyro's gameplay, but with quicker movement, no glide, and a focus on long-range arrow combat and puzzles. It's like a fast-paced Zelda minigame that allows you to jump and climb.
That does nothing for me. I've never played Zelda. I've never seen gameplay of Zelda, really.
Looks like you're not gonna
just like
fit
little
through there.
clips
You know
from
what? You're right.
videos.
I can't fit in there. And that's not all. We also have the new playable character, Blink the Mole, the professor's nephew. Back in the good old days of wearing the first letter of your name on your hat, your feet looking like giant suction cups, and for God's sakes, man, put some trousers on! I will admit that these aren't the best bits of the game for me, but I don't hate them. They're just... The idea is that you run around a series of underground caves, search for dark crystals, and then blow them up with a limited supply of bombs you can find elsewhere in the tunnels. It controls fine, but all of his segments are visually identical. He isn't the most acrobatic mole I've ever seen, you know, like how moles are known to be. And it takes so long
Are moles
to find
supposed to be
all the
acrobatic?
crystals, even longer if you miss a hidden area above or below you and have to backtrack. And then after you get through it once, you have to do it again for another collectible, which is just the exact same minigame in the same level design all over again, but with double the crystals to blow up and more tunnels to get through after going through the other tunnels you already went through earlier on the first minigame. But like I said, they aren't that bad, just a little tedious, especially once you focus on first-person.
I mean, it's different gameplay. I mean, how often can you just make the same thing over and over again?
Fighting in close combat. Don't bother with the gun and don't bother with his punches. Then there's Sergeant Bird. Yes, he came back. Sadly, his free-flying exploration is gone, his unblinking eyes have gone, his butt crack is gone, and his walking speed is
and he has a jetpack. He's a penguin.
But even though I used to loathe these parts of the game as a kid, because I mean, he's not how he is in Spyro 3. He's not even using his arms to fly. He's not a real penguin. I actually massively enjoy them nowadays because they are this game's version of the classic PS1 speedways, but with the ability to fire locked-on missiles on the targets from really far away while flying another direction to find and hit something else, and drop bombs at the same time to tackle multiple targets at once in front of you and below you. These are pretty great. I don't mind playing them once and then again with all the targets being rearranged. You are all wrong about this, but I'm insecure about my thoughts and I'd need someone else to agree
Me
with
when
me. And luckily, Chad
Scott the
Chronic
Waz
does, don't you?
So I lost my
talks
deposit
about
because I
the
said there was too much poop on
Nintendo
everything.
DS.
And then
Too right. Then you have Sparks being playable again, and
Spyro, you'll never fit into that crack.
Heard that
These parts
before.
are the worst bit of the game. They suck. They're annoying. You can barely see what's coming to maul you because Sparks' enormous fat ass is always taking up the whole screen.
It's literally a
His
Dragonfly.
bullets don't really feel like they hit anything reliably, and there are 0 invincibility frames, meaning if you get stuck in a collapsing ceiling, you can lose all of your health in a matter of 2 seconds. Oh yeah, you also had to play these twice as well, and the second attempt throws more enemies and less power-ups to help you out than the first attempt.
That's
you
just
will
lovely.
enjoy it. Do I want to play again for fun? Are you
No.
high? Oh, yeah,
Where was the
I
fun the
completely
first
forgot to mention
time?
Moneybags. Yes, he's back now. And for the first time, I don't mind him here.
Why?
He sells extremely useful items all over the place for
Okay.
you, like the ability to carry more than 1 chest key on you at once, double gems for a limited time, an extra shockwave power-up for your head bash, and a variety of handy elemental breath bombs that I used all the time. None of which is an issue to me because gems themselves are not part of completion now. They're currency. And to be honest, I can't be upset with someone that thinks I'm his sugar daddy.
Ah, there you are.
Wait.
My favorite wallet.
My favorite wallet's crazy.
He's a communist!
You mean our wallet?
Also, I think he's forgotten my name.
It's you.
In terms of
Lloyd?
presentation,
Okay,
I
well.
think the game looks incredible even to this day. The character animations are really impressive, and the soundtrack is one of Spyro's best. No sarcasm.
I mean, this kind of matches the level a little bit. Yeah, I'd still have it muted. Like, you know, like if it was on like a DS or whatever, I would absolutely mute it. But like the only time I actually listen to gameplay is like when I'm like streaming. Like most of the time I just play games muted.
You can't get me to hate this game. Nah,
Or-
you can't even
yeah.
get me to dislike it, even when it's occasionally really slow and annoying. I have nothing but respect for a game that tells you, ooh, you can't charge on ice, it won't work, naughty, naughty, but it still lets you try it. How sweet is that?
I'm not a fish, I'm a dragon.
Oh, I didn't never
Sea
noticed.
dragon. Got it.
Chicks.
Yep.
I always knew.
But
Cancelling.
So you've beaten the game,
Oh,
explored all the
canceling
world, swam
Spyro,
around
yeah.
looking very important,
He earned that
and find
one.
Red the Dragon, who I still can't work out where his name came from. And like the other bosses in the game, he
I mean, his
isn't
horns
that
are purple.
hard. In fact, you fight him twice in the game. The first time where you can just melt all of his attacks before they touch you, and the
Okay.
second time where he becomes a Gundam. Don't let that intimidate
That's
you, though,
normal.
because when you get his own minions to shoot him back, he just stands there and allows himself to die. And in the ending cutscene, he gets put in a
just
bottle and
can't
the game
believe the
stops.
betrayal. He's paralyzed out of
Wow,
shock.
that's an ending.
That is, unless you collect everything and beat the game 100%. Which I did. Maybe there'll be another secret hidden level or something. Whatever the bonus is, please be good.
Perhaps we should just turn off the TV for a while.
What?
Good idea.
No.
Make mine baloney.
Wait, why did he spell baloney that way? That's not how you spell baloney.
And then we get a
That-
credit
that's just
sequence,
not how
which
you
is a
spell
totally
baloney.
black screen because I'm playing this on the Xbox 360, which glitches it all out and means you can't even see it.
Oh, lovely.
It's okay. I mean, who needs to see anyway? Sometimes you just gotta go with where the wind takes you and see what surprises.
What did you do that for, Andrew Van?
Andrew-
What's that, boy? You have another game for me? And it's a sequel to A Hero's Tale that came out exclusively on the Nintendo DS and is the final game in the original series continuity to come out?
Oh.
Well, burst my balloon. Come over here and give me a kiss.
Oh, okay.
Right,
That
so
was
taking a
excessive.
page from the Book of Kingdom Hearts, Spyro decided to make a story-relevant, canonical, official sequel to his console-based
Okay. I mean, it's pretty cool
platforming
cover
series
art, too.
on the Nintendo
I like the
DS,
blue around
or
it.
nowhere else.
But I don't mind. I can handle it. I'm a stud.
It is known as Simon Shrinking Legs, and this is the final game to feature Spyro as we've known him up until this point. The end of the classic Spyro continuity.
Is
so even
this.
though the last portable exclusive was the Cortex conspiracy, where I'm certain that the only conspiracy there was to piss off me,
Which I
maybe
doubt
they'll
this
actually
is the
go all
last
out with this and
one
end
for
on a
the
high
video.
note. Okay, not a bad title screen here. when you look at it like this, at least.
But
in
when it's
real life,
split,
it looks more like Spyro has a really long, weird neck.
it's
Vacation
normal.
can't last forever, you know.
He has the
Even for
oh
you,
god,
bitch, I haven't even had one. I've been trying to
Davis
go on holiday
Mills
for 7 games
neck.
now. Oh,
Yeah.
oh no. Oh no 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 no. Is this how fast we're going to move for the whole game? What is this? What is this jump? It's not a jump, it's like you're being vacuumed up to the roof. I can't figure out where the hell I'm landing, and I can't get any distance with this.
What?
Oh, and what's
What?
this? I can't glide? What is this game? Oh, hello there, old. You want me to follow
yeah.
you? No problem. Low, skip to below, low. Aha, watch out, we've got combat
dude,
now.
it's so slow. That drives me nuts. When I play like the Halo games, and I'm playing the campaign, and I have to get somewhere, and there's just nothing going on.
Did you
It's
know
like,
this game was
let me
made by
sprint.
Amaze Entertainment? Well, now I can see why. It's terrible. But I'm gonna calm
know
down and
who
fall
Amaze
asleep
Entertainment
for a
is.
second. Maybe I'll have a clearer head in the morning.
Oh, my sleep paralysis demons. Cool. Glad to see you guys again. What's up?
Okay, what is this massive screw-off? What is that thing? What is that? What is it? Ah, get away from me, you eyeball-leggy Johnny! When did this game decide to become Siren Blood Curse? Why didn't you warn
What
me?
is that?
Oh, wait
What?
a second, you did. Shadow
Oh,
Legacy
the
is an
spiders?
action RPG, which is not
I'm sorry,
a thing
does
I
it have a
was expecting
spider
to say
warning?
today. You explore the world, fight enemies to gain XP, use magic spells, level up, and use the touchscreen to cast spells, which feels completely tacked on and unnecessary, just like a real DS game. And very similar to how this game moves the main storyline onto the DS for no discernible reason, the gameplay is kind of like Kingdom Hearts as well. If
Never
Sora
played
went
Kingdom
around
Hearts.
headbutting
I thought
everything
Final
in
Fantasy
place
and
and
Kingdom
had a
Hearts were the
bath
same
in
thing
glue
until I
without a
watched Final
shadow
Fantasy
of
VII
a
Mission Abridged.
Legacy. This is the slowest and most boring action RPG I've ever played, and I mean that as literally as I can muster. Enter the Dragonfly was slow, but it was at least trying to be faster. Just imagine for a second what this game would look like if it lagged. Playing this game feels like you're stuck with a sleep paralysis demon. You'll be sludging along with it, minding your own business.
I'm never
and every so
beating the
often
pre-watch
you wake up
allegations.
and realize how slow you're actually going, and then go. Look, I'm just gonna be real for a second. I couldn't stand playing this. I gave it a few hours
dude,
of my
slow
time.
games.
but
It's like slow Wi-Fi is worse than
and
no
so
Wi-Fi.
uneventful that even if I finished it, I don't think I'd have anything else to add to what I'm saying. So I gave up on it. Here's a condensed version of my playthrough.
Wow, I'm charging, and it's still taking a while. Wait, why aren't the rocks breaking immediately when I charge into them? Do you want me to stop moving? You think I'm going too fast?
Why aren't my attacks connecting?
Yes, this looks completely fine to
Yep.
me. Hang on, what's stopping me from going around this? What's stopping me?
Nothing.
You want me to go all the way around to the other side? Speed up! Get a move on, you flu jab! Wait a second, you need magic points in order to. There's still 3 people to save. What do you mean,
What-
people?
what?
They're dragons. I'm saving dragons. Am I
Not
playing
people.
Spyro the person? Here is a
That would be
cameo from
funny.
Bren Daniel.
Who?
What? This concludes the cameo from Bren Daniel. You know
Oh,
what?
okay.
I honestly don't care if the mechanics get better or the story gets better. I am not spending my precious minutes on this earth playing something as slow and as abysmal as this. Don't
Slow
play
games
this
suck.
game.
You could say I'm being unfair, but nope. I don't even know if I want to play the next few games. I just want to get in the
it's
car
multiple.
and leave.
Yeah, no.
Why can't I get? Come on, get out! Get off! Get what?
What is what?
Pink poo bag on your keys. Pink poo bag on your keys. It's not a bag for pink poo.
Oh.
It's the color of the bag.
Okay.
Use it to pick up your dog poo, or use it to pick up other people's dogs. Pink
Oh,
poo
stand.
bag on your keys. Pink poo bag on your keys. You look so cool.
What
you
is the
might
purpose
freeze.
of this?
Pink poo bag on your keys. Oh no, I've lost my keys. Oh, they're where the poo bag is. Walking the dog. Forget a
stand.
bag. Put it on your keys. You slag. I'm best friends with my bag. In England, we call this a word you shouldn't say. Pink poo bag.
I don't
on
think
your
he
keys.
smokes.
Pink poo bag on your Part 4. I've got nothing much else to add here. What do you want from me? Leave me alone! In 2006,
That's
everyone
valid.
was sick of the poor batting average of cheeky platforming kiddie Spyro, so then they hit the reset button and started
did
a
what?
brand new trilogy known as The Legend of Spyro, starting off with the appropriate
Why does he look like that, though?
A New Beginning, or as it's more commonly known, The Legend of Simon, A Nice Bailiff. This was made by Chrome Studios this time, and I have never
Chrome
played
with a
this
K.
game before, so do you want to know what I think? It's different, so it stinks.
See you later.
Oh.
I'm gonna enter the Dragonfly.
So now we're not a baby game anymore. We're going darker and way more serious. I mean, it worked so well with a 3-foot hedgehog. Why can't it work with a bright purple 3-foot dragon? We're dealing with the origins of
the Shadow the Hedgehog game,
to learning the truth about
which
his past.
I watched Lythero play that.
Dragon cursed by a dark master,
God,
but we don't
Lythero
realize that until
also
we
Elijah Wood.
And all sorts is going on. We aren't in a cartoon anymore, sunshine. We're now in Lord of the Rings.
I haven't seen a Lythero video in a while.
Who better to get involved in this game than with the Lord of the Ring himself, Elijah Wood. Providing the voice of Simon
speaking
for
of
the
Red
very
versus
first
Blue.
time, alongside the voice of Gary Oldman. And I will say this right now, Elijah gives us the best delivery of the no cliche I think I've ever seen. No! Oh, and who wants to see the newest Sparks?
Catch up or give up, Chunky.
No! Right, so we've gone from a collectathon platformer to side-scrolling minigamer to action RPG. So logically, we've made the next step to an action-adventure beat-em-up. But now Sparks looks like a DreamWorks ant and Spyro looks like a drunk. And I will say right now,
and he's voiced by Elijah Wood.
Game, but I don't like it that much either.
Yeah? Well, I don't like you either.
Oh, Buns, you're such a kid steer.
I'm not joking, man. I'm calling the
The
FBI.
Nokia.
Leave me alone. I'm busy.
No need. I am the FBI.
Got him.
I promise all of you I'm going into this with as open of a mind as I can, but I don't know, guys. The basics are here and they're playable, but there's so many catches and snags I can't get around. Stuff like the upgrade points not having any on-screen indication how much you have, so you have to keep pausing and looking in the upgrade menu to check yourself. I find that the moves are way too slow to come out for how fast the enemies move around you. If you're stuck and surrounded in a group, there's no way to quickly dodge out of it. And yet you can dodge.
But didn't he just do that though?
Sluggish strafing move, but you aren't going to dash away to safety anytime soon by doing this. Not to mention there's no lock-on, so you can't even choose what target to
lock-on, like Devil May Cry, fun times.
And no matter what you do, you
recently
will
played through that
be overwhelmed
franchise.
by enemies called Fisty Grin Thief.
I said, check out my gaming channel.
Because if you
You'll see a lot of gameplay me playing through franchises for the first
carry
time.
On from a few seconds
or stop
ago.
by the streams on Saturday.
Then. Honestly, I just prefer spamming firebombs. It's easily the most effective and powerful attack to deal with all the groups,
like I said, I'm starting,
and it can also make the game look
starting
like
Crash 3 technically
you
today.
Can double jump and you can
the
glide,
VOD will be up on the
I do
game channel on
appreciate,
Tuesday.
But there's barely any real point to it. You're still majorly railroaded from samey combat encounter to samey combat encounter without really being able to explore anything. Secrets aren't really a thing anymore either. The focus here is definitely the combat, but the issue is this ain't no Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. It's stupidly basic.
I've never
Even
played
the different
Bayonetta.
elemental breath attacks don't change the fact.
I mean, it sounds like I would like that because some of the early Devil May Cry games were just
a ton of people
not very friendly.
Here, and we're really hyped to see what I thought about a nearly 20-year-old reboot about a lizard. But here's the thing. I can fill the video with empty fluff and just talk your ears off, lying about how much I can talk about if you want me to, or I can be honest. And honestly, this isn't doing it for me. It's just too bland. I've got nothing to say about it. It's not as awful as everyone around me at the time made me think, but it is a little bit meh.
Now, I don't mind the new direction here at all, but my issue with it is that A, it's not done that well to begin with, and I could be playing any other hack and slash or beat 'em up that's already better out the gate. And B,
it's trying to be something
Spyro.
that it's not,
this
you know?
This is what I wanted to play a Spyro game.
Yeah, if you want to play that, go play
Crash Bandicoot, the star of 7 Sins.
And look here, you can throw all of these pretty storybook cutscenes at me, but at the end of the day, it's still a kid's game about a purple dragon. It's not that deep. Kind of like the combat. Plus, in nearly every scene, Spyro is always like, oh my gosh, what's that? Sparks is always like, hey, what's the deal with airline food? And everyone else around him is always like,
Spyro, you must seek the strength of your courage with the passion of wisdom,
so
the darkness can be defeated by the honesty of your loyalty to the...
Shut up, you old honk stick.
Feeling like a £1,000,000, and I'm out here with my pals.
Okay.
I've got $1,000,000.
I don't know what song that's supposed to be.
So I've got £1,000,000.
I don't think you do.
Feeling like feel like $1,000,000. I want $1,000,000.
Subs does not
I have $1,000,000
determine
shoes, and me
income at all.
Oh, great. I didn't love a game that had dark epic fantasy overtones in it, and now I've woken up the legendary warrior, Vinegar. It'll take him at least a week to get to me, so I better look at the sequel
like
to
the
this
immortal snail.
as quick as I can.
1 year later, in 2007, Chrome were brought back on to continue the story in The Legend of Simon, the Empty Niece. And it follows on directly from the last game.
So, hey, you know what? They got
to
Cinder give it a second go.
Simon. So he takes her home, she leaves one
It should be improved, right?
Dies.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, he didn't. Now
Not
you've
dramatic
got to
at
go
all.
and save the world from the moon. No time to lose. Hit the road, Jack!
Ow.
Spyro the Eternal Knight is nearly exactly the same as before, so automatically I know I'm not going to love it, but there are a few neat little additions here. There's added slow-mo to take down animations, there's more areas to explore for upgrade material, which is very welcome, there's way more jumping and gliding sections to break up the combat.
I like how sometimes they just completely remove gliding, and sometimes they have a gliding
variations of the same basic attack. And
like, do they like it or do they not?
Cool before, but now it can rip through the fabric of reality and turn Spyro inside out. On paper, I should really get along with this game, even though I still don't like how Sparks looks like the mask and Spyro somehow looks even more oblivious than before.
Spyro, your place is here. Your destiny is here.
And I'm here.
Is it just me, or is this game way harder? Like, annoyingly harder. I don't know. What do you think, Elijah Wood?
It's dangerous for her to be outside the temple at night.
Oh, yeah, alright. I see where you're coming from. I understand your opinion.
I don't know if I'm just exhausted after playing through 12 games up to this point, but I found Eternal Night to be
There's more
so
Spyro
much
games than I
harder
thought.
the beginning, and not in a good way. It was harder than arranging a funeral on WhatsApp. The starting enemies from the beginning of the game do not let up. Everything attacks you relentlessly, and your
So
health
it's really
drains
like Spyro meets Dark Souls.
Especially when you get stun locked into a group
because
encounter
we
and
wanted
just
that.
tag team spam attacks until you're out for the count. This happens way too frequently. You still attack slower than the enemies do, but now the lack of being able to cancel out of a combo or dodge roll to get the hell out of there makes that so much more apparent. And hey, look, they brought back one of my favorite parts of the first GBA game, Season of Ice.
What?
Off-screen dogpiling. Yeah, remember that? Isn't it fun? I think
No,
the devs
it's
knew
not.
how much harder this game was than the first, and that's why they put way more health and breath power crystals around the place to help alleviate the beatings. But the issue is the lack of mobility.
They make adjustments.
If you get into a bad spot during a fight,
It's easier to
you
do
will
that
not be
than
able to
change
move over to these crystals
code,
fast enough before
like,
it's game over
of an
again.
enemy.
I found myself doing so many pot shots and running away just to survive. And yeah, the ice breath here is much more useful than the first game and does make crowd control a bit more manageable, but it's too little too late, man. I just can't be bothered to see what else the game has to offer me after such an awful first impression. And that's exactly how I felt when I first saw Elvis the Alien, wasn't it?
Tell me again, what's your favorite Spyro game? What?
You disgust me. And
Did he give them instructions on what to film, or did he just tell them to go?
Hard man. Give me uninterrupted dialogue and dramatic pauses all over the place. I can handle it. But we're dealing with a story that isn't deep or interesting enough to justify how many cutscenes are piled on.
Well, it's supposed to be a kids game, but I don't know if kids would necessarily play this kind of game.
Showed you a lore video about Barney. Ooh, what's that?
I had a birthday
slow
with Barney.
down the game at will? Gee, that's neato. I always wanted to turn a Spyro game into Enter the Dragonfly on command. And before you ask, no, slowing the game down doesn't help with large brutal group encounters that much. And even if it did, the game doesn't slow down around you, you slow down as well. So you're either choosing unfun, unforgiving alleyway mugging or Shadow Legacy on purpose, because I just couldn't wait to go that slow again.
I have never wanted to stop playing a game as quick as this before in my life.
Really?
It's really annoying because I was really enjoying all the good changes, but the rest of it, nah. I don't feel like cheese grating off my fingers for fun.
Valid.
I already do that.
Let's go.
Oh.
See ya.
See, Sparks has already had enough.
Are we gonna get Caddicarus and Lythero in a video at some
I
point?
can do the show that I've always wanted to do.
I saw them interact on Twitter. Oh no.
It's the dead bird of
Or that was the dead bird of the week.
There's one more, you
They found him.
inbred. Oh, Vinegar.
Say the word.
Okay, guys, we're nearly there, I promise. Dawn of the Dragon on the Xbox 360.
Dude, that cover
also
art
known as
goes
Silent
hard.
Door of the Door. And I guess Chrome Studios weren't trusted anymore after the reception of the last two games.
So who
for the
did
final
this?
game of the trilogy, and indeed the final game in the whole Spyro timeline, Sierra
For now,
Entertainment hired a new company
think.
to make this one called Air. Time to pop this mummer in and bake it at gas mark 10. Oh god, me,
what is
oh my,
that?
I've got to make another video about these things.
What are they?
Okay,
Are they
here
like
we
the
Xbox 360
include
dashboard.
things?
Haven't looked around it for a while, but yeah, it's
Hello.
The story of this game is that
Dude, I miss
Spyro
that
and Cinder are
dashboard.
trapped
I'm
in
recording
a
this on an
piss rock,
Xbox.
and it's time to let them out, but not really because we're also going to trap you again. Why did you let them out? Okay, so right out of the gate, the game
you could
looks and
use
runs
them?
amazingly, actually. Is that a dodge roll? Oh shit, son, it's a dodge roll. And
Spyro
what's
looks
this?
good.
Way more crowd control attacks and area attacks to clear out enemies. You can grab enemies now for extra combo potential. Holy shit, is Spyro eating that guy? Spyro
Yeah,
can
probably.
Fly? What? Yes! Spyro can fly! Gusts of wind to stop you from flying everywhere you want? Yes! Yes! Quick time events? Hey!
Well, you know how.
Oh my god, is that Hunter? Hunter is
Hunter
back.
looks a little
Oh,
different.
No. He doesn't look, sound, or feel even vaguely like the same Hunter from the last games, but I don't care. That somehow makes the game good. Why didn't you tell me about this salty DK, Dan?
Who?
What? Yeah, I thought so, bastard! What's this? A vat of extra platforming challenges based around gliding and climbing to reward you with hidden upgrade materials all over the place? Character switching for entirely new elemental breath attacks that can be used for combat and way more puzzles to solve?
What?
And it was then that Caddy realized...
Where
that
is the
this
problem?
whole time he
There
had
has to be a
diabetic
problem with
coma.
this
Wow,
somewhere.
This game is... What are you doing, Dawn of the Dragon? I... like you? No, in fact, I really like you. I can't believe
There's
I'm saying
something
this,
that's
and I'm
gonna
sad
happen.
It's taken until the third game of the reboot trilogy for me to say, but this is legitimately an extremely good game. It's got the balance between explorative collecting that Spyro is best known for and the combat that the Legend series is best known for, and merges them seamlessly while improving the combat of the Legend series. It really helps how there's like a million new moves to play with instead of the same handful of combos we had before. There's ground combat, aerial combat, grabbing combat, and the breath combat is
Feels a lot like Devil May Cry,
fire,
you know?
ice, electricity, and earth all
I mean, it
unlocked from
literally
the start,
counts
and
hits,
do even more
like-
different things than they've ever done before. Some are great for group damage, some are great for dispersing crowds, some are great for stuns, and some
Now,
are great for
I
continuous
guess, yeah, I guess
gradual
like the
damage.
weapon
And with Cinder
eclipse
now being
would just be
playable,
like
you
a
can
different
switch to her
breath.
whenever you want and pick her elemental breaths: poison, fear, shadow, and
Fear.
wind. Too many
Airbender.
beans. In combat, you still don't have a lock-on feature, but it doesn't matter because not only do you have a dodge roll to better position yourself to avoid damage quickly, finally, but most of the
Nice.
time the camera ends up being locked onto a scenario and pulled back like a PS2 God of War game, allowing you to see the whole
Never played God of
battlefield,
War.
making off-screen threats no issue at all, and when the camera control is given back to you, my humps. Look at this. There are multiple large, sprawling open worlds with tons of secrets and optional routes to explore, with gorgeous music in the background. Yeah, sure, whatever, the game slows down in bigger areas, but it's a small price to pay for what is the most liberating and unironically magical Spyro game so far. This is so good, dude. It took another 4 games for me to get to this
What?
point, but I'm so happy to play another Spyro game that makes me go... I'm still gonna prefer the collectathon stuff. That's just what Spyro does best, if you ask
Well,
me.
yeah.
But if you want to shoehorn him into these trendy...
I mean, they tried to make the
car
game
fights,
grow
this is how
up
you
with
do
the
it.
people
Can
that
you believe it? Up is
grew
not
up playing the
jumping.
game.
I've never played Spyro. I don't know why I'm in this video. But, I mean, this is cool, yeah?
Well, I couldn't
I don't
believe
know
it, so
about that.
shove off. This game, man, after all the toss that we've tossed through, this actually warms my heart.
Oh. Oh, wow. That's pretty warm.
Am I dead?
There's no time to die.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I'm Long Dennis.
Oh, yeah. How are you doing,
Yep.
Long?
Well, you know, I'm just being long.
I have a friend who's very long.
Can you get out?
But before I go, it's time to play. In one hand, I have another game for you.
There's
And
no-
in
there's
the
not
other,
another game.
I have the Wetty Betty.
I don't want to play. Can you please just give me the...
Here
Oh.
we go.
Stop being long for 1 second and please just give me the...
Oh no, you're out of time. Get ready for the Wetty Betty.
Okay. Okay, long arms. Okay, go gadget extendo arms. Oh no, not the scrub daddy. Ew. 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 Why do you open his mouth? Why do you open his mouth?
Well done, and for being such a good sport, have a bottle. Oh, and here is your prize.
Oh god, Skylanders. Oh yeah. The
Skylanders.
Toys to Life video I
Long
did
Dennis,
like
I never
last
wanna see you
week
ever again.
for Scott the Laws.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. For most normies,
Definitely go check out that
Spyro
video.
ended
That was
as a
like an
series
hour-long
in
video.
2008 with Dawn of the Dragon. But no, mate, if you want to call your game
And he wasn't
Spyro's
even
Adventure,
center
you're damn
of
sure
the
gonna make it into
picture.
a video about Spyro games. Released in 2011, the first Skylanders
And there's
game
like
was,
7
at least
of them.
originally, yet another Spyro reboot for a younger crowd. And the best way to go about that is by turning the adorable little boy into a vampire French bulldog.
What is that? Oh, an accordion. Okay.
If we were fighting together in a war against the same enemy, I would shoot you first. If you don't know what Skylanders is, well, I've actually already looked at one in an older video and explained what the game is.
I did the
So you know
Toys
what I'm
Live
gonna
video by
do now?
Scott.
I'm going to put the clip of me talking about it right here because I've been going on for 2 hours. Can you please let me have this?
I mean, his like newest video is like well over 3 hours.
Spyro Mythos, except that it requires the use of a USB portal device in order for you to place different figures onto the portal and have them pop up in the game. Different figures have different abilities to get by different obstacles and unlock different secrets.
Thank you for explaining that, me. It was very hot.
Now, the copy of Skylanders I found on eBay was brilliant. Want to know why?
Why?
Because it came with a giant box of figures that I didn't want.
Wait, really? They couldn't give them away?
What am I supposed to do with all of these?
Dude, it's just like the Scott the Wasp video when they were like trying to get rid of the figures. They were $8 a piece.
Well, we've got Spyro, Sparks, Cinder,
and if you add a zero onto that,
Spyro, Thomas the
boom,
Tank Engine,
that's how they got the
Fish,
Switch 2 price.
Fish, Steve Irwin, Spyro, Boat, and Shoe. Truth be told, I actually think all of these little guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, the price
but I'm
of
not
the
here
games,
to be
which
nice.
is just
Let's play
nuts.
the game.
I am Eon, your guide.
I found a
in
video
this
on the
world.
stream.
But where are you may ask?
Oh.
That is a very good question. This is Eon and this is Chaos. Eon is good, Chaos is bad. And Chaos also sounds like he's taking one giant breath in while holding his nose.
Long have I waited for this day to take my revenge.
Yeah, he does.
Right then, level 1. Let's see what's oh, wait a second. I think my controller's broken. I
Why?
can flame and I can charge, but I can't jump. And you know what? Actually,
Wait, what?
no, maybe it's just because this is the tutorial. This
Nope,
is a
you
kid's
can't jump
game
at all.
after all. The jumping might come
Not in the
later.
first one, at least. Not in the first one.
Wait, so let me get this right. We've gone from gliding to gliding and hovering to no hovering to no gliding to no jumping.
Yeah, alright, bye.
Oh, okay. Yep. He probably was the one drumming there.
No.
Think about what you did.
Bad boy.
You know what? It would be so nice of you to use your giant wings to get over this tiny little hop, but no. I've got to go all the way around here and walk into this bouncy drain cover instead. I mean, shitting hell, you don't even charge for longer than a couple of seconds before getting tired. What's this? An achievement?
Happy hour.
I'm way ahead of you.
And so I said, you put that in my pie hole and I'll have a wolf.
I am starting to get sick
That's
to
that
my
same
gut
restaurant.
How slow Spyro likes to go in a lot of his games. Even if you wear a speedy propeller cap, it doesn't seem to make Spyro or any of his new bastard friends run any faster. And mixing that in with no jumping makes this not even slightly
What's the point of
fun
it being
for me. And as you
Spyro?
go on through the game, there'll be side areas only unlockable from friends of a certain class, which I don't mind, but more
Isn't there a
often than not,
cooldown,
they'll
though?
randomly pop up and tell you that, oops, you're weak all of a sudden, time for you to swap out to wet Spyro, otherwise you'll take much longer than necessary to kill enemies that aren't weak to the class the game tells you to swap to for absolutely no reason. It's not really a video game and more like a sit-up regime. We gotta get those tubby kids their exercise sitting down
And
playing
pick
games
up
all day.
the
So why
right
don't we give
figure.
them muscly
It's almost
thumbs
like,
and
oh,
a
you-
six-pack. Oh, and this
You
dude
gotta
is called
figure out
Gil.
which figure's what.
Hey, look, it's Gil.
What?
The Gil section is over. Something that I didn't realize until now is that these figures actually save data. Yeah, they're not just a controller
I mean, they
input, they're
eventually get
memory
lights,
cards that
and you
keep
can mix
data
and
in
match
their
them with magnets.
feet. So then, in one area, after swapping to someone with the correct class that I needed to, I ended up with someone born in 1947 that was level 10 and had a small business loan in the bank. That just comes with getting these figures pre-owned, I guess. Sure, I could reset them from the menu.
But why would you?
But that means I'll go back to having like 2 attacks and not jumping anywhere and running slowly. So can you get off my dick? These cutscenes are really long, and I don't know why you can't skip them, because as we all know, Fortnite children love watching long videos.
Yeah, they
in
have
the middle of
the
playing
attention
their
span,
games. Come
dude.
on, I don't want to watch any of this. I want to get to the next level of doing nothing but running around and hitting 2 buttons.
Wait, you're a Skylander, aren't you?
Nope.
Yes. And you're a golf club, aren't you?
That's a tailor-made M4. And that's a Cobra Arrow Jet Max.
Remember the time we saw Spyro the Dragon?
And that's a
And I was a freak!
I know what you're thinking. Surely this isn't all you do in the main
TSI-15 wood?
game, is it? Yeah, it is. You run around, spam attacks, and don't jump anywhere. What do you do in the optional challenges? Run around, spam attacks, and don't jump anywhere. Oh, wow, look at this incredible new land to explore. What am I going to get to do in it? Run around, spam attacks, and don't jump anywhere. And I'm sorry, I am still in shock over the fact that Spyro can't jump.
Which is nuts.
Spyro,
but hey, at
Winnie
least
the
they know
Beast
that he's
can't
still
get
afraid of
over
water.
This tiny gap. So how does he get over the gap? He assaults a tortoise and shoves it into the gap to walk on top of it. That's how Spyro
And also,
gets
the
over
tortoise
a
is
gap.
never
I'm playing a
going
game
to
called Skylanders
get out of
where
that
you are
space. It's
unable
dead.
to ascend towards it. Here's a tower I've got to smash. Don't you like
Is Spyro
smashing?
actually a
Smashing
monster?
Is fun, right? Well, here's how you smash in Skylanders.
And then you swap to a different character that does that. Okay. And then you do that, and now you need to swap to another one. Okay. Drill Sergeant. Wow, what a name.
Even when you get to something completely different, like a turret section. In A Hero's Tale, the turret sections were frantic, extremely fast, challenging, and honestly, I kind of enjoyed them. But here, you...
What are we doing?
Please understand, I am not looking for much. Like Gandhi at a Christmas buffet. I don't need to own the world to be happy. But I physically am unable to understand the appeal of a game
Or why
like this,
Spyro's even in
aside
this
from the
game.
figures to collect, which you can do anyway without playing the damn
That's
game.
true.
And it's also
If you just
great
want
to
the
play
figures,
the
you
game
can.
and then get
Just like
constantly advertised to about the
the
other
amiibo
figures
I
can
have
get. Hey, thanks
that
for buying our
Taylor
game,
sent
kids,
me.
but your parents didn't get you enough.
Silence, Grunty!
Without the figures, what is this? It isn't really anything, and it definitely isn't Spyro. It's transparently obvious that the subtitle, Spyro's Adventure, was slapped on to sell a brand new IP nobody would care about if he wasn't on it. Parade his corpse over the
But
front
he
of the
wasn't
box to
even
pretend it's
in
his game.
front and
But
center.
Hey, don't go too far. We won't have him talk at any point in the game, or make a story about him, or have any of the characters address him by his name. You know, the name that's on the front of the box. Nobody will notice. Well, you know what, Activision? I noticed. People like to not count this as a Spyro game, but if you're going to spit his name on the box and claim
it might as well be,
his
yeah.
adventure, then I'm going to treat it like one. And to be quite blunt, I've booked too many cameos for this video, and I don't know how to fit them in. Isn't that right, Blueberry, Dana Rage, Digimon, Digita, the Next Level
What?
Game Apologist, Guru, Larry, John Riggs, LS Mark, Matt McMuscles, Nitro Rad, Re-Res,
Oh,
Timmy,
Matt
Tough,
McMuscles.
Shafrala, Scarfulu, Uncle Silver, and Wayne as boss.
Oh.
And don't even get me started on Elise. She threatened me with a carving knife if I didn't put her in this video, so there you go.
What? That's normal.
Please leave my family alone.
Oh.
Look, I found an anvil. I put it on his head.
That's
Perfect.
where
I
that
fixed
goes.
his ugly. Whoa, what's this? I can upgrade now and unlock new abilities?
Oh.
I can give Spyro flight. Yes!
Wait, really?
Thank you, Christ.
Oh, he got
now
you.
we can still
What?
not go anywhere.
Oh, dude, no. Okay, that's
Oh, what's
that's
that?
not
The game
nice.
froze?
That's just
Oh, a
terrible.
shame. Oh, and the game is recyclable? Gee, that's good.
What is? Is that an industrial shredder?
I did it.
Or is that just like a tiny wood chipper?
I saved the trees.
So that's it. 10 years later, after I said that I would do it, I finally made a video about all of Spyro's main games.
Yes, we did.
Happy million subs. Out
That's
of the
insane.
14 games I played for this video,
That's a lot. No wonder the
sadly,
video's long.
I ended up only liking / loving 6 of them. Less than half.
Hmm.
But does that make Spyro a bad franchise
No.
as a whole? Not at all.
Yeah,
Because
what?
I think that the good stuff is so good.
It's like
it
say
vastly
Tom Brady is a
overshadows
bad
the bad. He is
football
a dragon
player
of
because
quality,
he didn't,
not
you know,
necessarily quantity. And to
have
be
a
fair,
great
it does take a lot
season
for
one
something
year.
to make me. And you know, there's definitely still a market for Spyro to come back. I mean, we all saw how great the Reignited trilogy was for the most part, so I'm not against giving him another shot.
And that's the
I
Insane
mean,
trilogy,
Christ,
I think,
If
yeah.
Cash Banuka can get an official, proper 4th game 20 years
I'm
after
scared
the
about
third
that one.
Why can't Spyro?
Which I don't think we're getting
that's
Crash 5.
exactly why I think Caddicarus would be a really good addition to Pokemon.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Actually, yeah, I could.
I don't think it would harm Simon by giving him a proper 4. That isn't this. But for now,
well.
the only question I want an answer
What
to
format
is,
would it be, though?
What do I do with these?
I don't know.
Well...
Ah, bonjour everyone! It's me, the chef!
Yep.
Sandwich! And you just
Oh,
caught
no.
me in the middle of reading the Pooh cookbook.
that requires
Very
Skylanders.
disappointing. 2 stars. No shit in it. But today I also have a new recipe to try.
Skylanders.
Skylanders sausage.
The first step is
no.
to put the heat on as high as possible,
Okay.
and then you get the vegetable.
Also, is that like a... Oh. Is that like a British thing or Europe thing where the controls are on the side of the top of the stove?
And then you turn it over every so often and until it's brown on both sides. Once you start seeing all of the people's faces coming off like that, you know you're on the right track.
Oh, it's actually melting.
Dear, steamroller. Oh,
I mean, he could have just put them in
faces will start
acetone.
peeling off, and then the wings will actually become flappy. Oh, this is the most important part of the recipe, when you have to get the delicacy of the shark properly cooked, because I caught that from the water.
Oh no.
I'd say that's a marked improvement there. Yeah.
Also,
really like his face,
that's
so
probably really bad for him to be doing
you know,
indoors.
just put a new face on him.
I feel like
Now
he
it's
needs a
starting to
fume
smoke.
hood
That
for
means
this.
that we're really getting going now. So as you could see, like, his arm came off and attached itself to his other
Like, that might
arm.
actually be
And
dangerous.
oh.
Yep.
Easy peasy, the fumes make me wheezy.
Yep.
Ah, the first base has come off.
That's
Hello,
probably a
feet.
carcinogen.
Hello, lady. Or what used to be a lady. Spyro is going. Oh, he's bronzing.
Oh, he put Spyro in that?
He looks like some sort of special gold you find in the mine. I'm very happy with how this is all going so far, but I mean, God, don't do this. It's. I'm crying. Don't do this.
Yes, it is.
I can't actually handle the smell anymore.
Yeah, no, this should not be done indoors.
Sleepy.
Do not do this.
My mouth tastes of coins, so I'm going to pass you on to my sous chef.
Aha! Bonjour,
Oh, he has a sous chef. Hello.
It's me, the sous chef, Pizza. We have to cool it down with the water, and then eventually, after it's
whoa,
spun
whoa,
around
whoa,
in
whoa,
this
whoa,
nice little
whoa,
pond scum,
whoa.
we have to pick
If
the
that's
best
hot oil,
pieces
that's
to
grease.
put in the sauce.
You put water in that, it's gonna...
Sadly, all of these pieces here, even though it's very high quality meat,
Okay, I think it
it's
cooled
all
down.
kind of congealed together, and we can't fit that in a sausage. So I'll probably serve that up with some onions and mushrooms and have a nice steak. But we can at least put Spyro.
I've never had mushrooms in my entire life.
Tree in there. Now we have to do the most important bit. We have to get our sausage links out, just like here. Luckily, they come individually wrapped for your convenience. We'll go quah, and then we.
Oh, like the
unravel it.
actual-
Look at that perfect little sausage skin. Put Simon in there. Yes, and I'll also put in the lady's
Is that actually...
feet.
No,
I'll
that's
put that
definitely
in there
not a
as
sausage
well.
link.
There
That's
you go.
that's
We
not the
have
skin for a sausage link.
Skylanders sausage.
Let's say, is that actually something you could just buy?
Ribbed for her pleasure. Ribbed for her, ribbed for her. Ribbed for her pleasure. Ribbed for her, ribbed for her.
This is not what I want to see at almost 2 a.m.
Huh? What?
Also, that was police girl. Oh, Stan. Dude, all of the cameo appearances is insane. Matt Muscles. I reacted to some What Happened videos. Tomska. He's the I Like Trains dude, right? Hey, shout out to my patrons.
Stanley. Unexpected item in bagging area.
Oh, no.
Oh, he really didn't like
Yeah, he
that.
really didn't like that one. Okay, well, that was a very, very long video. Wow, that's a lot of storage on my computer already. Good God, that took... Oh, God, that was a lot of footage. Okay, it's a lot of storage. Now I need to edit this video as well as 3 other videos. Like I said, shout out to the patrons. Could not do this as well as not for them. And yeah, sorry that this video didn't come out last week. Like I said, I literally got a full-time job working 40+ hours a week. And I only have 3 days a week now to do YouTube videos for the entire week. So, and I also have to stream on 2 of those days. And in that, I literally have to do, because beforehand, I was doing YouTube for 70 hours a week. It was taking me 70 hours a week between YouTube and streaming and all that stuff. I cut out 2 of my streams, dropped 2 videos a week, and dropped 2 streams. And now I have 3 days instead of 7 days to do very similar amounts of work. So in the future, if there's not a video that comes out that's super long, that's why. It's just a lot of time, especially considering the last video had copyright issues. So hopefully this video doesn't. That would be really great if it didn't. And like I said, shout out to the patrons, because I couldn't have got this far without them. They get all the videos daily. There's no paywalls on the channel. You also want to see brand deals on the channel because of the patrons. So shout out to them, and shout out to everybody that watches these videos, and I hope that you subscribe between the YouTube algorithm, what it's doing right now, to the channel and whatnot. If you enjoy the video, like is always appreciated. I do read every single one of your comments, leave them down below. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me know how you feel about these Spyro games. Do you agree or disagree with some of his opinions on some of them, like whether or not like some of those games, like the DS games or the Game Boy Advance games, like you liked and he didn't per se, or something that he didn't mention or bring up, and whether or not I should play the Spyro games in the future. I don't know. Please let me know, because I'm about to start Crash Bandicoot 3 and literally in a couple hours. But you can check that out on the gaming channel. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. But until next video, take care and cue the music.
We were